So I feel like I'm not the kind of person who gets sick that often, but I ain't gonna lie. Today, like with the runny nose and the sore throat, I feel like I'm getting there. Anyway, hello. Hello everyone. Oh, my closet door is slightly ajar. Let me fix that. I know it would be like a breach of Twitch terms of service and whatnot, but wouldn't it be so funny if like one day I went to go close my closet door and you could see like my entire ass was out? Like you could see both cheeks just like peeking out when I turned around and like it would never be addressed. Anyway. Hello everyone, hello. As you know, Sunday is cooking responsibility for me, and I made japchae today, which is kind of like a glass noodle vegetable mix. Like many Korean dishes, it uses a lot of sesame oil and soy sauce, but it's good, and I'm just tired. Like whenever I cook something, like I go to the store to get the ingredients and I prep it and then I cook it and then I like spend extra time making sure it tastes like alright, and then after that I'm like exhausted. Bro, making food is labor. Anyway, let me go ahead and set up gamer where let's hold on. Game. Where is it? Game. Damn it, did I already forget where the title thing is? Ah, shite. Hold on. I don't want it to be ghost. What matters right now is that it's not Ghost Trick. Okay, there it is. It's the Great Ace Attorney again. Smiley. Okay. And when it comes to the game itself, we don't want it to capture the Ghost Trick window. We want it to capture this window. Look how tiny it is compared to the Ghost Trick window. So cute. Okay, there we go. Alright, exit out of YouTube. Making sure that the audio and all that is good. Oh, I have to adjust the game to play Great Ace Attorney music instead. Okay, so now y'all can hear that. Y'all can hear that. I'm here for you to experience the Great Ace Attorney finale for the first time. Yay! So, as a summary as to why we're doing this, you may be wondering, saying, why are you playing the Great Ace Attorney again? Didn't you finish the game? Yes, but what you fail to realize that I wasn't careful enough when it comes to preserving history. So the streams that held the finale, I believe I initially thought it was just the last stream, but I think Royal Wildfire clarified it was the last 2 streams. Luckily, we play slow as fuck, and as long as we remember enough of the gameplay, we can just like puppet ourselves through to where we left off, from where we left off. So let me go ahead and go on to the chord. It was the last 2. Ah, shite. Anyway. Hello, or whatever. Hello. Hold on, they can't hear you. Hold on. Chrome. Discord. Chrome. Okay, there we go. Speak again.
Hello.
They can hear you.
Oh. Yay.
Yay.
Piggy's ears just perked up when I said hello. Hi, baby.
Piggy. Oh, have you sent the picture of Miss Piggy yet? Like your latest iteration?
I believe not a latest iteration. Actually, I literally just took a picture of her because she looks so fucking cute right now.
If it is illegal to say that and not show me the picture.
I know, I'm sending it right now in the Discord, which FYI, if you want to see cute pictures of animals, join the Sangang Discord.
I'm not gonna lie, animal therapy is my oh my god! She's so cute.
She's so little.
Oh, a baby.
I say that she's fucking fat.
Also, Dev. Hello, Dev. Dev in chat, who has also put in a picture of their dog in a little winter jacket with a little tree. It's a very nice picture. Thank you, Dev. Okay. So the background is this because we finished the game, but let's ignore that. And so
we pretend we do not see it.
So Royal Wildfire, to clarify, the third to last stream, the what was the last moment we have recorded essentially game wise?
The last moment we have. Let me look back in our fucking Discord things. Okay, so the last thing we left off on was after the Sholmes and Mikatoba partner dance of gay.
Okay. Because I believe
the last
because I believe 16 is right after the Sholm segment.
I believe so.
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe this is the beginning of the Sholm segment.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, no, this is the end? Wait, I'm confused.
I have
yes, this is after.
But the very last thing that we left off on was Van Zeek's on the witness stand saying, "I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill."
Okay.
It was saved to slot 17, but that has since been saved over into a different part. So
it was the last recording was definitely like when we entered the trial room for the last time, right?
Yes, I believe so. I was only able to go in the Wayback Machine to show that there were 2 other streams that happened, but I wasn't able to like look at them.
Okay. So it's definitely the earliest we can go is 16, which is right after basically Sholmes and Mikatoba came back. So
yeah,
we can just
Bestie. Yeah, Bestie, you could have just put that shit on auto, like before stream.
Well, I wasn't sure exactly where to be. Also, when you do auto, it actually doesn't do it super quickly. It just does it like the reading speed. If I want to fast forward through it, I can actually right click and super fast. Also, Snoozy, thank you for subscribing!
Yo! The snoozer!
Sorry. Comment Kazuma L. Whenever I see that photo, I'm just like, damn, why are you so cringe?
Dumbass.
The Great Detectives Lie.
Oh, they're all back in their...
Oh yeah,
we are all Japan.
This is right after they captured Jigoku.
Yeah.
So they're going through all that.
Jigoku, that motherfucker.
Also, hello Snoozy, hello Snoozy. Not Snoozy flexing their own emo with Snoozy walking in. Hello.
Yo, nice.
Oh yes, Sholmes was very sad because he does not get the big meat.
He no get pheasant. He
no get pheasant. Oh yeah.
Trying to look through.
I believed it. That Susie and I will have sisters. Aww.
Oh, okay. So we left off, like essentially right after Jigoku's breakdown.
Really? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a ways in, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's...
Sorry, seeing Sholmes fall really quickly is funny.
Fast
Not
forward. Jeff.
Snoozy doing the Snoozy bye emote right afterwards. Snoozy.
Okay, bye. Wait, hold on. People leave.
We should make an edit of the Kirby stare emote where Kirby is basically we erase his face and it's facing the back. So like Kirby stare and then Kirby leave.
Kirby stare, Kirby leave.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be happy. Sorry.
Hey, buddy.
He angry.
He's angry. Conrad, you better not be going upstairs to do no bullshit. I swear to God.
I miss them! Royal, I miss them!
I miss them too! That's another reason why I was like, hey, we should replay it so we can get the rest of the thing, because I just miss these characters. I love them so much.
So I believe in this part they're discussing, spoilers, this is for the last trial in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2, so spoilers. So they're talking, so it's going to be revealed here why the Kayasogi, Aishin, Gregson, and somebody?
Wilson.
Wilson, yes. And it turns out it was a fucking assassination exchange program.
Yeah.
And Judge Jigoku knew about it.
Yeah.
Because it was found in Jigoku's office, yes.
Mm-hmm. That was dead.
Cringe. Did you?
Yeah, and
Royal
Sean
Wildfire
knew
knows
that
this.
Kazuma wasn't dead.
But people in chat, do you know that I follow Daily Kazuma Sogi on Twitter? You do, huh?
We love the silly sopping wet cat that is Kazuma Sogi.
It's like, he's just. I can't justify myself because it's only going to make things more embarrassing for me. So I'm just gonna leave it.
No, go ahead. We have a lot of time where we're not really doing
That's
anything.
true. We're just blazing through things.
Yeah, we're just zooming until we get to Jigoku's breakdown, and then
I just
we'll
think
actually
that,
lock in.
honestly, I'd love to actually slow down and actually let the build up to Jigoku's breakdown happen again, because it's a really good breakdown.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like once he gets on the witness stand, I think we should just like go from there.
Yeah. Was it this?
Oh, and I can go through. I can go through and see like
the
what it is that we
walkthrough.
need to do actually.
Yeah. But
the walkthrough, which is just us. Wait a minute, I need to see. Wait, fuck. The in the chat, the gay lawyer image, it's not there anymore.
oh yeah, the gay Ace Attorney. Yeah, I did delete that. It's okay. Wait, hold on. It's back.
Let's fucking go!
I didn't delete it. I just hid it because it's not necessary. But I mean, here we are.
Yes. It's important.
Anyway, to expound upon why I like Kazuma Sogi so much, basically, I think that it's less that he's conventionally attractive, it's more so that he's very, like, anime boy attractive. And I'm unfortunately a sucker for the mysterious anime boy, like, trope. So,
Hell yeah.
not Safi saying it's absolutely necessary. That's true.
It's incredibly necessary. Okay, where the fuck are we? I'm like, I'm going through the VOD and I'm going through the, okay. That's a good place to stop.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching like another Ace Attorney playthrough right now, and Ace Attorney men, like, there's a character who's wearing a suit, but you can still see the outline of his pecs, and I'm like, you know what? It's not just me. The character designer is onto something.
Yeah.
It's not Safi saying who. I mean, technically, it's a character from, I believe, the 5th trial of the first game, the DLC that comes after the main 4 trials. It's the one. I believe it is Damon Gant, and I'm not attracted to him. Let's be that clear. I'm just saying I looked at his characters and I just thought the outline of his pecs and arms is very defined, and I think that's just a style thing. Hate that bitch. I mean, yeah, I get it, but also there's something about like a nice, like, cartoonishly evil Ace Attorney character that you look at them and you say like slick, you know?
Nice.
Word.
It's like I'm not attracted to him, but I'm also not blind.
It's kind of giving.
It's giving.
Yeah.
Woo. We are. Okay, yeah. We're about 2 hours out from where we left
Oh my
off.
god, the Susato smile.
The
That's my
family.
favorite smile. Well, thanks for
Alright,
coming
that's
to the
where we
stream,
are.
guys. At the end of this part.
That's it. No more stream.
No. I'm not
Save
saving.
current
I'm not
broadcast?
touching anything.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
trust myself.
I'm fine.
Oh shit. I forgot how he stands. Oh. He stands
Ballerina
like,
looking
ha!
asshole.
Resolve. Oh my god, did he say it? Did he say the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve? I thought so.
Holy shit. Fast forward until Jikoku's on the stand. Oh, there he is.
Just like for old time's sake, I'm just gonna point out
Not that.
that there's a very specific
Sang.
cleft from the armpit of the shoulder into the breast that should not be visible unless it's like a fucking latex suit. But for some reason, art-wise, they chose to depict it. And for what? For people like me, I guess. Anyway.
Sangled.
Yes.
I am looking directly at you.
I don't fear you. I fear no one. There is only one person I fear, and that's Safi when they stare at me. Because they know it affects me, and their judgment weighs on me. Also, it's too bad Eldritch isn't here, because we do have their husbands.
Yeah, we're back. Oh my god, literally a thing that I realized, like, after we were done with the game and I, like, took the time to, like, really think about it.
Uh-huh.
Why the fuck do Jikoku and Kazuma have the same goddamn laugh animation? I fucking hate that.
Oh,
I hate
the
that so
ha,
much.
ha,
I
ha.
hate that for them so much. I hate that for them so much. I hate that more for Kazuma. I feel so bad for him. Like, no, that's where he learned to laugh from. That's fucked up.
Wait, sorry, it's been a while. What is? Oh yeah, Jigoku did. He was the one who sponsored Kazuma's trip and was like, "Listen, you're gonna be an assassin.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do the student exchange thing." And Kazuma said, "Yes, sir."
Yeah. He trusted him. Laughs like him, and that's fucked up.
They
Fuck
even cross their arms the
you,
same way.
I hate this. No. I hate it. Mikatoba and Jikoku were basically his dads once the exchange
Saishiro
thing was
Jigoku,
up.
you are involved in this
Shit.
case.
The fucking telegram.
Wait, okay, so are you looking at the guide right now?
No, but I'm making the educated guess that that's what it is.
Okay. I was going to guess the component thing, but
No.
we can present the telegrams.
Yeah, it's the telegram. I literally
Alright.
just fast forward to it. It's the telegram. It's not at all the,
Oh
the
shit, he
component.
angry.
That's later.
You little. Ooh.
Where did you get that?
In Tokyo from your office.
What? Oh. Cunty Swan, British lady. It's like, we knew her as Jessile Brett, but her real name is Cunty Swan, British lady. What?
Not Kazuma looking like he's just about to start a marathon. Stop that.
Answer me. And you, Kazuma. What do you mean, and me, Kazuma?
There's something really funny about skipping through the dialogue, so much so that their mouths don't even animate. Like, if you just skip through it, their mouths don't even move.
Damn.
It's like telepathy.
They speak to each other telepathically. I hate it. Every time I see him laugh, I want to punch him in the fucking... Oh shit, okay, let me look up the walkthrough now.
Hanke. If innocent, why evil face?
Looking through the shit.
While we're playing this, I'm just gonna like mentally be like top 10 favorite moments in Ace Attorney Chronicles. Not just like our playthroughs, but like in the game. And definitely one of the top 10 has to be when Barrack does the iconic like foot slam onto the bench, and I can't help myself from like squealing every time. Just shout out to
the leggy.
Anyway, are you there in the guide
It's
yet?
okay, we're gonna... okay. There's a shot. Okay. If there was a shot fired, the crewman would have heard it, so clearly I can't be involved. And then present the evacuation drill itinerary. That one. Objection! No, fuck you. I can't be involved.
Ace Attorney speedrun.
Yeah, woo!
Welcome to
You know,
Sang
I kind of
Mojo.
just like...
What?
I was about to say, like, you know, I kind of just assumed that was the correct answer, but there's many a time where we present the incorrect thing and then we have to do it again. I just kind of saw the, like, present opportunity and was like, that's probably correct. Oh, there's another thing that we have to present at some point.
Welcome to Sang Mojo. Here's our top 10 favorite moments of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button.
Ding!
I think this one is
Crown! There it is.
Did you say crown?
Boom. No, I said crown.
Crown. Oh yeah.
Like how some black people say crayon. Crown. I got a crown.
Objection.
Imagine someone watching this for the first time and they're like, damn, they really don't give a
Don't worry
fuck
about
about this game, huh?
Nah.
I like the added animation that the little beard parts like bunch up a little bit when he nods. And they also clip through him a little bit. Guest waiting for me when I walk through the door. Don't worry, viewers, Sang and Wildfire are just really fast readers and voice actors. That's true. You know how we're going so fast you can't even see the lips moving? We're actually speaking so quickly you can barely see our lips moving as we're voicing the characters right now.
Exactly. You can't see my lips move at all.
Yeah, that's how good they are.
Yeah. You're an embarrassment, blah 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 blah.
Alright.
Cross examination.
Just waiting for me.
Okay. Let's see. There's no possible way I could have transported the victim's corpse back to Britain, and then I think the picture.
So, I don't see one like that. So maybe do we press the last one?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Hold it!
Slight epilepsy warning for those who are watching, because I actually haven't realized the amount of white flashes that appear in Ace Attorney.
Get flashbanged, idiot.
Okay.
No possible way. Aha! The picture! And
Oh yeah,
I
when we
just
figured
wanna
that out,
say,
that was fucked up.
Yeah,
That was fucked up.
fuck. Like, I saw one like like the Great Ace Attorney in a nutshell, and during this part they were like, he's like,
You
how could I
good?
have transported a corpse? And Ryunosuke's just like, look at this photograph. It's just like, and Jigoku's like, what do you mean? That's just a picture of the 5 of us.
Oh.
Oh.
You sick fuck.
Me up.
That was just the flashbang of Jigoku in the trunk. Oh, some things are funnier when it's fast.
Wait, I think his breakdown's coming up.
However much you prolong, you can't eliminate the truth. All the evidence point to you being the killer.
Japanese silence. Well, this is all very heartening.
Is it?
I can see that it was a wise move, letting Asogi and you embark on this study tour. What are you talking about now? Logical reasoning, of course. All court proceedings will be built on logical reasoning in the new century. And I can see that you've both laid firm foundations for that already.
Okay, I don't think his breakdown's coming for a little bit.
Wait, hold on. Let me find it in the mod.
Judge Jiggity. When was the
Judge Jiggity, shut up.
We need the evidence.
Oh yeah, this evidence clearly contradicts that claim. We spend a lot of time just being like, God knows what it is.
Okay. Hold on, wait, don't tell me. Died instantly when he was shot, but this evidence, is it the pocket watch? Or the...
I believe so, yes.
Oh my god, I'm a genius. No!
Wow.
No! I'm not cringe! I'm not cringe!
You fool! Oh yeah, we thought, yeah, it's gotta be the pocket watch, and then it's not.
Oh, so I made the same mistake, what you're saying.
Yeah, we both did. Wait, hold up. Oh, it's the autopsy report.
Ooh, okay.
I think.
The-
I think. Let me.
You're
go
looking
through.
at the guide, right? What do you mean you think?
Okay, listen. I am not like playing through it. Like, oh wait, I could just mute it. Never mind. Hold on. Okay, let me turn that down.
Brother.
There we go. Because listen, you can skip through it at like 30-second intervals. And I thought, okay, cool. That's probably what I'm supposed to be doing. And then you could just mute it. Holy shit, we spent so long trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. Oh my god! Oh, that's right. It's the photograph of Gregson.
This one? Oh, this one?
No, that one. Yeah, because if he died instantly,
Oh.
why is he
Oh
called
yeah,
up?
the body positioning.
Yeah.
His
okay,
the
now I think
posture
the breakdown is coming.
has been killed instantly. His body would have been curled up. I mean, like, I don't know enough about dead bodies to have intuited that, but okay, Renosuke. The victim died instantly, he would have felt no pain.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
You have to say impossible,
Aww.
and then holy shit, there's
I
so many
the,
things.
I miss the Gregson voice. We had a little bit of a ghost trick, but...
Oh wait. Yeah, I cannot believe.
And not Safi saying he could have ragdolled Caleb City style. You gotta flip like an egg before you get folded like an omelet. Yeah. Kept in a confined space.
There's a thing coming up where we gotta say impossible.
Present your trunk and all the junk that's inside.
Ah! Not my junky trunk. Present my trunk? I refuse!
On what grounds?
That's inappropriate! I am the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Empire of Japan. I should not be showing you all my trunk, even in a closed trial. What's wrong with you?
More like unclothed trial. Anyway. There's blood in your trunk! It's okay, it happens to everyone! You know? It's natural, it's the phases of the moon. Anyway. Oh, speaking of moon,
do you know?
The full moon? Oh.
Yeah, the full moon is out.
Unfortunately, I can't see it because of the angle of my apartment, but I'm sure she looks so beautiful, brilliant.
It's okay, Jigoku will pull out his trunk and then the full moon will be back.
It's so funny when anime characters do anime things, like go You can't be serious, you did it?
You did it? What do you... Filthy, no shame at all. Kazuma Sogi. Why the fuck you... Why we saying fuck me for? Very well, I admit it. I did bring the inspector's body into the country. Inside my trunk. Exactly as postulated by the defense.
What?
You... Dear God. Outrageous.
So it was you! You admit to...
No. I admit to nothing more than what I've said. Of killing the man, I certainly have no recollection. What on earth is that cryptic statement supposed to mean? I merely disposed of the inspector's body, which was left in my cabin, in order to avoid unwanted attention. As the judicial assistant over there pointed out, I had no chance to throw it into the ocean. So, I decided my only option was to bring it to Britain with me and dispose of it somewhere else.
You can't still deny it. If you didn't do it, then who on earth did kill the man?
As you know, there was one other person in my cabin that he had the opportunity. And moreover, he'd already accepted a mission to take the inspector's life.
Oh!
That's right. Who else could it have been? It was you,
Ooh,
Kazuma Asogi.
Scary.
He's fucking pissed. You. Not even facing each other. I never thought you'd stoop this low, Seishiro Jigoku. You've taken the words straight out of my mouth. Prosecutor Kazuma Asogi.
Oh, hello, Eldritch. They did say big sorry they can't be here, but, they're not having a good time. The Christmas light show got canceled, but they're watching a Muppet movie with friends. But yeah, I hope you have a good time, Eldritch, and I hope, I'm sorry to hear that, but at the very least, we do have a little bit of this hunk of man meat known as Saishiro Jigoku for you.
You get a treat. A little treat.
Right. We got one more contradiction.
Well, we gotta say impossible, and then we gotta present the thing again.
Not saying offering man meat in these trying times. I mean,
Impossible!
Impossible! And I'm not biased. Is it impossible? Isn't it because Kazuma was like, I'm not gonna kill anyone and just bounced?
No. It's because no. Go back to the first page.
Of the very first page?
Yes. That blue thing. Examine it real quick.
Like,
look at the back.
This one?
Yeah. Take a look.
This is gross.
Well, well, bestie, you couldn't read the important things because you fast-forwarded through it.
I thought.
I think. Hold on. Let me.
Are you
check 100%?
Is this not the guide? Oh, I thought you were asking me to examine it, like, because it was a... Like, I thought you were looking at the guide answer, and... Okay. I didn't know this wasn't examined so we, as players, understand why we're presenting it.
Hold on, let me find it. We're yapping. We're yapping. We're yapping.
You're not looking at a guide, you're looking at our stream?
Yes, I'm looking at our stream.
Why aren't you looking at a guide? Wouldn't that be so much easier?
Because I don't know. It's fucking whatever. It's what I pulled up initially so I could like figure out where we left off in the stream, and I was like, this works as a guide. No, I lied to you. It is the go to the last page of shit. It's the evacuation.
Take that!
Itinerary.
Yeah.
The moment you acknowledged you found the victim's body, this itinerary became much more significant.
Well, why?
Guard, no one could have fired. It's conceivable. The crime must have happened into the 20 minutes.
Okay, the breakdown is coming.
Alright. When the evacuation drill took place, the steamship had already put to sea from the port of Dunkirk. Now, clearly the murder could only have been committed by somebody who was aboard the vessel at that time. But Prosecutor Sogi stated in yesterday's proceedings.
I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning.
Which I'm sure the court will agree is conclusive proof that Kazuma Sogi couldn't possibly have carried out the killing.
Yeah! Oh, I had to take a sippy. No, absolutely not. I don't accept that at all.
What do you mean?
The boy's just saying that to exonerate himself. We can't trust that he really disembarked the vessel. Obviously, after he left my cabin, he hid himself somewhere nearby on the ship, just waiting for his chance to come back and... shut the fuck up.
No, that's out of the question. Isn't it, Kazuma? I'm just putting all of my faith in your words, really.
As the defense rightly recalls, I disembarked the vessel and spent the night in a boarding house in Dunkirk. As I said yesterday, I signed my name in the accommodations register book. All extremely easy to verify, and undeniable proof. No,
There's no escape this time. You can forget that you're a judge or a government minister or whatever. It's time you gave the court an honest answer as a common man. Oh!
He's got the tongue.
You killed Inspector Tobias Gregson and transported his corpse back to Britain. Then you dumped the body in the room on Fresno Street and made it look as if the murder... I don't even know why we're voicing this. Technically, we already recorded this part. That's what really happened, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to be like, because this is a cool breakdown. It was the damn trial 10 years ago.
You know it's a cutscene because the
That's
text is in the middle.
You're looking back now. My fate was decided that day. I was doomed already. Ah!
I forgot everything lifted. What the fuck?
Damn. It's over. My life is over. Oh, I'm sorry, Piggy. Did I wake you?
Not Safi saying he's gonna tear the railing off. Okay, so that was fun to see the breakdown and also cringe Kazuma.
Yeah.
But
Now we're almost back to where we were.
okay, and it's when Barrack is.
I think
tough.
we're like, yeah, we're like half an hour away. But there's no other cool cutscenes, so we can just go until Barrack's on the witness stand again. Bang!
Technically, he's not on the witness stand because there is no more stand.
There is no more witness stand. Actually,
It
wait.
is just witness.
Let me see. Hold on. Nope, the witness stand comes back somehow.
They bring in a new one. Bro, I know
They
he was like
bring it in.
pissed off in this. Also, Jesus,
He's like-
his boobs. Sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that so loud. I have like roommates and stuff. Safi says it comes back 0 out of 10 game. And then subsequently, oh my fucking god, Safi! Listen! I can't be the only one, right? Like, this isn't. Oh, look at him so small
standing
and
there.
sad. But, like.
Why is everyone so mean to me? Look at us.
Yeah, look. You literally are? Well, firstly, that's not fair because there's approximately like 4 people here, and it just so happens that 2 of them have an inclination to be mean to me. So, for all I know, there could be people who agree with me but who are scared and shunned. So, I take that as a win.
The person who agrees with you is having an interesting time with Muppet Christmas.
That's true.
That thing.
Oh yeah,
Guilty.
the fire just swing to freedom. If you're lurking and agree with saying "speak up now," well, if you say it like that, Safi, you're gonna scare them away. You're gonna. Well, see,
It's
the thing
okay.
is, we don't. All right, that's the end of that. That's who
That's
the
that.
fuck killed Gregson. Oh yeah.
Fuck you, Jigoku.
Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Something wrong? I'm a little troubled by his silence.
Japanese silence. Here
Her
comes
intention
the
of
bitch.
pursuing
She's
those
back.
mysteries as a prosecutor. So I remember when we played this moment before, and Kazuma goes, actually, I still think he could be the Reaper. I was speculating as to whether that was Kazuma being genuinely, like, irrational, or if he was just pursuing the greater truth. And we both agreed that either one would be possible. But now, in retrospect, you could...
He's going through it.
Yeah, I think when we like do the Reaper truth thing, I don't think Kazuma is 4D chessing everything. I think he genuinely is just in a state where he is very emotionally compromised.
Yeah. The parallels between them. Rah!
Oh, so we left off at Barrack giving his testimony, basically.
Yeah.
Damn, why your back arched like that? Sorry. At least I'm apologizing, unlike some people. Anyway.
Alright. This is where we left off. At his witness testimony.
The fire has returned.
I need everyone to hear Miss Piggy's right this instant. Oh,
Sorry.
hey buddy. Like,
Is Miss Piggy snoring?
yeah.
Hold on, wait. Let me... Audio?
Oh no.
They snore!
That's it.
Oh,
She's sleeping.
they're picky.
Piggy.
Oh my god, that like scared me. I didn't know that you would put the mic up to Miss Piggy again.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere.
She's like a fucking chainsaw. This is it. We're back.
So wait, do we leave off when we were interrogating
yeah,
the
like
testimony or when we first heard it?
we saw like all right, he's about to give witness testimony. We're wrapping upstream. That's
Okay.
it.
Oh, okay, so this is basically where we left off then. Right?
Yep.
As we've been waiting for this entire stream for nearly an hour, I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Gregson's involvement. That's the reason why I went to Fresno Street that day, and how I came to discover the body. The point is, no common thread exists between myself, Gregson, and Dr. Wilson. Clearly, therefore, there's no reason to suspect me of being behind the assassin exchange.
So you deny all accusations by the prosecution, both that you are the Reaper of the Bailey, and that you masterminded the assassin exchange.
I acknowledge that the public at large believes me to be the Reaper. However, that is a fallacy, which I alone am in a position to forswear.
Naturally, the prosecution believes the testimony just given by the accused to be untrue. Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Oh my gosh, me? Yes?
Let me ask you, why are you here? What really brings you to this court?
A desire to uncover the truth.
Even if the truth proves your client to be guilty?
From all my experiences in this courtroom, all 9 experiences in this courtroom, wait,
Real.
6, maybe 6 experiences in this courtroom, I've come to realize something. The truth cannot be
It
hidden.
scares me that the number is dwindling.
I was like, okay, technically it's not this courtroom, it was in Japan. Technically that was Susato's perspective. Anyway, I was doing the math. The truth can't be hidden. Sooner or later it will come out. So it's always my intention to work with my client in pursuit of the truth.
Japanese silence. I want you to remember what you just said.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Enough dilatory chatter. Counsel for the defense, proceed to cross-examine the witness.
Yes, my lord. I know exactly what you're thinking. I thought he was monologuing to
No,
himself.
you
for some
fucking
first-
don't.
I know what you're thinking, girl who's reading this, Kazuma. I know you're just waiting to point it out. The contradiction, you're convinced, lies somewhere within this man's testimony.
And there is one.
Okay. So,
I remember.
unlike when we first played this game, I will not be pressing everything because for time's sake, but I'm going to be pressing where I'm going to be trying to speedrun this. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper. That's the reason. No, so this
Boom.
feels like the obvious press.
Yeah.
Do we agree?
Hold it!
I think we could even. Oh. About to say, I think there's literally even
Like evidence to
we
present?
can like present the. Yeah.
Sure, we can do that. There is a link between you and Gregson, though. Of course, we were close acquaintances. We'd work on numerous cases together. I consider the man to be a mentor of sorts. He taught me a number of important lessons, he says very ominously. He did? Such as what? Killing? The
There's
music
ways to
stopped
find
very
fish and
ominously as well. Where to buy good
Back-
fish and chips and such like. Well, that was convincing. Dr. Wilson was a coroner, of course, but that was some time in the past. And in any case, I understand it was several years ago now he was invited to work at a Japanese university. That's right. He was a visiting professor at the Imperial Yume University in Tokyo. It should be unambiguously clear then that no link exists between myself and him. In other words, I had no motive for sending some assassin across the oceans to kill the man. It sounds plausible enough, and I want to believe it. But something about this doesn't sit right with me. Alright, Ranowski. No comment.
Time to
exists.
present
Hold on. Wait.
that picture. That. Nope.
This?
That picture.
And his brother Clint?
Yeah. And his brother Clint.
No! Wait, roll
Wait, what?
wildfire?
I don't fucking remember anymore. I see no
This
inconsistency
wrong
here,
dialogue
do
is
you?
so new, I can't even skip through it.
Damn.
Erm.
I don't remember anything about this fucking game.
You could
Damn.
span the streets of Dover with those wide eyes, Council, and be gone from this island forever.
Do you want me to fill the English channel with tears?
Yes. Fuck
And
you.
Safi's saying, Wildfire, you have the guide. Actually, Wildfire had
I-
my last stream up, not a guide. So technically, we are both going in blind.
We're both going in blind and praying.
We are fumbling.
Okay.
Actually, while I'm here, you know what? Option? Save. 16. There we go. So if we lose this stream, we can try again. Okay.
But we aren't gonna lose this stream because you're gonna download it right after, right?
They say, smiling and staring at me.
Smile.
Yes. Okay.
Smile.
Okay.
Yeah, truly, I don't know. anymore.
So it's the Gregson thing makes sense, but what connects him with
So
Wilson?
and Dr. Wilson. Oh! The autopsy of Clint.
Oh, Clint! His brother Clint!
His brother Clint. That's nope! That was the wrong autopsy!
What? Was it? Hold on.
There's two autopsies! We have the one of Gregson and one of Clint. I'm
Did I
sorry,
not
Vicky.
present the autopsy for Clint's?
You did the Gregson one!
Did I? Oh, damn.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is totally my
My
bad.
brother was Christ. Yeah, see Gregson's body. Say!
What?
Oh. Never mind. I did not see you scroll to the other one. The last frame that I saw in Discord was alright, this is the Gregson autopsy report. And then I saw objection like you presented it. I was like, wait! Incorrect!
Don't
Never
yell
mind,
at
we're fine.
me. I'm
Discord
sensitive.
latency.
Only yell at me when
Uh,
it's funny.
I thought it no. I'm saucy.
Alright. What is this? An autopsy report. Wait. This is 10 years old. From the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zeeks.
What? My brother Clint's autopsy report?
Oh shit. Alright. Discord's doing the thing again. We
Doing
need
what?
somebody to join the it's doing the thing where I'm getting like 3 frames a
Oh
second.
no, there's a delay? Oh no! It was being
Yeah.
so good before
We need
though.
to oh
Also, I accidentally clicked off.
yeah.
Which I hate that the Grace Attorney does that. But
Rawr.
I'm pleased to see the defense doesn't intend to run from the undeniable truth.
What fixed it last time was Drax also joining in streaming booth, and I don't know if it's just Drax or if it's
probably
anyone.
not. Safi, if you have Discord open, would you
Safi.
mind joining the streaming booth?
Come
You don't
join
have
us.
to say anything or do anything. Just like be in here so we can test to see
Yeah.
if this is the same solution.
Just be in here and deafen, and hopefully it'll fix itself.
On a cheap.
Thanks, gamer.
Yeah. Oh, it's Abby! Yay!
Oh my god.
How's it looking, Roll Wildfire?
Happy. Huh. It's still a little bit laggy, but I don't think it's like the amount of laggy that it was. So let's try it and see what happens.
All right.
Order in court. What reason do you have for presenting a 10-year-old autopsy report here, counsel?
This, the autopsy report of the professor's final victim, is an indelible link between Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson, and the defendant. Not that accursed name again. The Professor.
I've personally researched all the court records relating to that case.
Nerd.
I know that at the time, autopsy was considered sacrilege to the victim's souls. And for a member of the aristocracy like Lord Clint Van Zeeks, it was unthinkable. But someone implored the powers that be to allow the autopsy to go ahead. Inspector Gregson. He declared that he was certain he would obtain conclusive proof from the procedure.
And it was Dr. Okay, sorry, I haven't done the Susato voice in a bit. And it was Dr. Wilson who conducted the autopsy. His signature is clearly visible on the document. As promised by Gregson, the autopsy did indeed produce evidence. Evidence that conclusively proved Genshin Asogi was guilty of the murders. In my brother Clint's dying moments, he mustered all his remaining strength to leave that vital clue behind. Hee hee.
Japanese silence.
We know differently, but we shan't spoil it.
We know things.
Indeed. That was the key to indicting the professor for his crime, the conclusive evidence that convicted him. It enabled Lord Van Zeeks here to avenge his brother Clint's senseless death, with a marvelous victory in court.
My breast.
God damn it, Sangled.
A marvelous victory, was it? I wonder if that's really true.
What?
Could the same be said if it turned out that the key piece of evidence in question was in fact fabricated? If the inspector, the coroner, and the prosecutor all colluded together to cast an innocent Japanese man as a mass murderer and send him to his death.
That's outrageous!
And now, 10 years later, for some reason, the secret has been threatened and needs protecting. Which is why the inspector and the coroner had to be silenced, isn't it? By someone in power in Japan and in Britain, using the two killers recruited for the assassin exchange. Dink, dink, dink! Order, order at once. 10 years ago, my father was convicted in this very courtroom as a mass murderer, to be sentenced to death. But it was all a sham, and I swore to myself that I'd prove it. Which is why I had to come to Britain, whatever the cost.
Fine wine.
Stop sniffing your wine while I'm
You'll have to
indicting you,
forgive me
asshole.
for sniffing my wine if I feel compelled to toast this vengeful Nipponese's tenacity of purpose here. However, goodbye, wine. He who fails to quash his emotions in the courtroom has failed as a lawyer. I agree!
I hope you get glass shards
as
in your
someone
gloves.
famously non-emotional in the courtroom. Come on, Kazuma. You know this won't wash. You're claiming your father was misrepresented in a trial that took place a whole decade ago. You must see that without evidence, that's nothing more than a wild accusation.
As it happens, I have evidence.
What?
As the court has heard, I crossed the channel to France with Gregson on the 31st. I went with him on the pretext of being the assassin recruited to kill Seshiro Jigoku. But my true intentions were to make the inspector tell me the truth.
What truth?
The truth about the evidence, and he acknowledged what I'd already deduced. There's a closely guarded secret about what went on in that autopsy 10 years ago.
What? A secret? I know nothing of any secret.
That's because it's a secret.
Damn.
Well, while we waited for my supposed mark in Jigoku's cabin, I drew my clan's illustrious sword, Karuma, before the inspector's eyes. He very quickly understood what my true motive was.
Gregson moment.
Let's go like in the voice, Gregson!
Right. I see. You're that Asogi's lad, are you? And what? You're gonna cut me down with that thing? Is that it?
That will very much depend on the answers you give to my questions. I want to know what really happened 10 years ago. The truth. That's all.
British silence. Before we get into it, let me make one thing clear. I still believe your father was the professor. There's no doubt in my mind. But unfortunately, back then, we didn't have the evidence we needed to make the crime stick.
So, you admit it then? The evidence used in my father's trial was fabricated?
British silence. It was for the good of the country. Anyway, I was just following orders.
Orders? What exactly did you do? Speak!
I'm not saying another word.
Even if your life depends on it.
That's right. Even then.
Ching!
So that's when the tip of the sword broke. Oh, Kazuma-sama.
If the results of Clint Van Zieks' autopsy were fabricated, then the investigating officer, Gregson, and the lead coroner, Wilson, must have known about it. And they can only have been ordered to pervert the course of justice in that way by one man. The man leading the case for the prosecution, Barrick Van Zieks.
Oh, okay. I see his logic.
You see, I understand. I've connected the dots. In other words, the defendant did have cause to organize this exchange of assassins. Exactly. And as was established earlier, it has to have been the Reaper himself who liaised with Jigoku in Japan to arrange the exchange. I think I pronounced that correctly.
I think it would be liaised or something, but anyway, hello, Shiori.
Because I know it's liaison.
Yeah, liaised.
Shiori! Hello.
Because you say liaised,
No,
and I don't think that's quite right, but it's close enough.
Yeah,
Also,
because
hello,
the
Shiori.
word is liaison. But I don't know how that. Oh god, there's a dog barking next door. Please don't wake up, you two.
So it follows that the Reaper's true identity can only be that of the man who stands accused in this courtroom today, Barrick Von Zieks.
Ugh. Ah!
Objection!
Hold on. Wait a minute. Kazuma Sogi.
What? Cat got your tongue?
What you've just told the court, are you absolutely certain of your facts? Did Gregson really fabricate evidence for that trial 10 years ago?
I heard it with my own ears. A shameful admission.
This is a real, like, trust me bro situation.
My source? Trust me, bro.
In that case, I know. The name of the Reaper.
What? What?
Lord Van Zeeks? I gave no such orders. I know that for certain. Source, trust me, bro. Which narrows down the remaining possibilities to one. If Lord Van Zeeks isn't the one behind all this, then yes, there is only one other person who could have done something like that.
Let's go.
I believe I know who it is too.
You? Huh?
I just had a feeling this name was gonna come up. The true identity of the infamous Reaper of the Bailey is... the
Oh, wow,
guy
look,
whose
there he
portrait
is.
is cloaked in shadow for some reason, unlike everyone else.
Maybe he's a little evil.
Maybe a little bit.
Just a little.
The only person who could have arranged the assassin exchange and manipulated the autopsy results, spin, is the Lord Chief Justice himself, Lord Male Strongheart.
What? Lord Strongheart?
Yes, it's true that 10 years ago, the defendant handled the prosecution of the professor in court, but he only took over the case after his brother, Clint, had been killed. If I don't see it, it's not happening. If I don't see it, it's not happening.
I pretend I do not see it. I can only assume that this is the most inappropriate joke in British judicial history.
Well,
Not
Lord
funny,
Van Zeeks,
didn't laugh.
10 years ago, I was very new in my profession, but I had a burning desire to avenge my brother Clint's death, so I pleaded for control of the case.
Japanese silence.
The investigation to that point, the supplication of the lords to allow my brother's corpse to be examined, all the evidence I was given, the autopsy reports, it came from you.
British silence.
I've spent my life since then believing I was in your debt for the way you stood aside and let me handle the trial. But I see now, I was very much mistaken. It was a hugely influential force that caused the inspector and the coroner to break the law 10 years ago. And that same force was still felt a decade later on the other side of the world by Seishiro Jigoku. Lord Strongheart, everything falls into place when you recognize that you are the Reaper of the Bailey.
British silence.
I have wine now. And my leg. I was so distracted by the wine I forgot to squeal. The court awaits your response, my lord. This may very well go down in British judicial history, but I assure you, it is no joke. Consider this a formal accusal by the defense.
British silence. It doesn't warrant a response.
Actually,
Refuse to
that's a
deign the
response. Objection.
Hey, fuck you. How about that? A formal accusal? Don't be absurd. The defense's claims are utter nonsense, a wild fantasy at best, and remember, you're not a prosecutor in this case, so you can't accuse me of shit.
You're not gonna defend yourself?
You claim there was some wrongdoing with Lord Clint Van Zeeks' autopsy. That's utterly untrue.
Source, trust me, bro.
But I heard it from Gregson's own lips. He admitted to it. Source, trust me, bro. And where is your evidence? What? You can pull the just trust me, bro, but I can't? No, because I am essentially God here. Gregson's dead now. Unless you were thinking of summoning a ghost to the stand.
Summoning a ghost in Ace Attorney, that would never happen.
You mean to say... I forget how the system works in your little backwater country. But in the courts of the British Empire, without evidence, there is no case. Oh, he's fucking pissed. I have no intention of entertaining some wild fantasy that can't
Don't
possibly
say
be
it like that,
substantiated
sir.
by anyone or anything. I will say things however I want. This is my courtroom. Ah! Dig, dig, dig. Order, order in court. Following Inspector Gregson's murder and in the light of Dr. Wilson's death as well, there's really no one left who could testify about the events of 10 years ago, is there?
So that was the real purpose of the assassin exchange.
This court has no business raking over the coals of a case that was concluded a decade ago. The accusal brought by the prosecution and the defense is categorically denied. I take it there are no objections.
Kazuma, he's more or less waited his whole life for his moment. Is there really nothing else we can do? Is there no other avenue we can go down in pursuit of the truth about all what happened all those years ago? If only there was someone who I know and am waiting to click on. There is someone.
There's someone.
He's gone to extraordinary lengths to cover his tracks, even so far as to dispatching an assassin all the way to Japan to ensure Dr. Wilson's silence. And Dr. Scythe won't say anything against Strongheart. But there's still one ray of hope. I object. Actually, there is one person. One person who could still testify about that autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous, there's no one left.
We made sure of it.
I made sure of it.
Yup.
Same joke, same joke. Who, Rinosuke? Who? Tell me!
Kazuma,
Please! This trial can't end. Not yet! Oh, here's the most badass line.
I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for the truth. I'm no longer best friends with Kazuma. Now I'm best friends with the truth.
British silence.
Take that!
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Heaven help us, another Japanese.
You
What's
said
that
it, my
supposed to
man.
mean,
I mean, what?
Strongheart?
An expert in forensic
Oh.
medicine, my lord, Professor Yujin Mikitoba, 16 years ago, he came to London with Saishiro Jikoku and Genshin Asogi as a visiting student.
And what could his testimony possibly tell us?
Professor Mikitoba was the primary assistant during the autopsy in question. He was also the person who actually penned the report.
Incorrect. Loud incorrect buzzer. I literally remember making that exact same joke in the last stream.
It's
Time
good
is
for
a flat
consistency, but
circle.
also bad because we are very predictable people.
Ugh. The autopsy was carried out by the coroner, Dr. Wilson. The report carries his signature.
It was the primary assistant's duty to keep a written record of the coroner's work during the procedure. In actual fact, actually, the coroner merely read over the report at the end and signed it. In other words, Professor Mikitoba witnessed the entire autopsy from start to finish. The defense demands that Professor Mikitoba be summoned as a witness as a matter of urgency. Whatever really happened in that autopsy laboratory 10 years ago is something only he can tell us.
Dink. The defense's demand is denied.
What? But Professor Mikitoba is in London at this very moment. We could summon him to the stand in minutes. No,
I don't care.
of course he's not going to agree to it. Stronger has no intention of summoning anyone who knows. He's too concerned about protecting himself.
I pretend I do not see it. Prosecutor Asugi, let me refresh your memory, as you seem to have forgotten the prosecution's stance. Only minutes ago, you accused the defendant of being the Reaper and of masterminding the assassin exchange. I did, yes. So, present your evidence for those claims and make your case complete. At this time, I don't have the requisite evidence, but that's exactly why we need witness testimony. The professor case is closed. Oh no. There are no clues in the distant past that will bolster your argument today. I'm afraid to say, Prosecutor Sogi, that you would appear to be possessed by the spirit of your late homicidal father. Dink! Now, as I stated earlier, this court has already reached a conclusion with respect to the matter at hand. Inspector Gregson was murdered by Japanese Supreme Court Judge Saishiro Jigoku. As for any hidden circumstances that may exist, they will be investigated in due course by the proper authorities.
Actually, but we all know what will happen. That'll just give the mastermind of the whole venture time to cover his tracks again.
By which you mean me.
I mean, potentially, yes.
Your punishment for this contemptible behavior will be decided at a later date. As for you, Prosecutor Sogi, you will be remanded following these proceedings. Willingly, I trust, since you gave your word. Ah! This futile game of revenge over, young Master Sogi.
Oh.
Oh, I fucking cut out.
You cut out a little bit there, but that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Biggie.
That will be all. I hereby declare that court is okay.
Hi, sexy.
Ah!
Mr. Sholmes!
This is no place for amateur detection, Mr. Sholmes. May I remind you that these proceedings are closed to the general public. You will leave the courtroom at once.
Mr. Sholmes was instrumental in the apprehension of Saishiro Jigoku before he fled from Europe. The court should hear what he has to say.
British silence.
Lord Male Strongheart.
Ah, the Sholmes.
I love how easily I fell back into it. I was like, yes.
It's imperative that you refrain from bringing this trial to an end at this stage. Is it really? And why would that be? You need only recall your own words from the opening of the trial to answer that question. If I may.
We will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings.
Surely it can't be that the shock of being accused of being the Reaper yourself has erased that from memory. Can it? The whole truth, sir, has already been uncovered. British silence.
Shiori says, Sholmes, my favorite white boy. He is, like, one of the best, I gotta say.
He's a real good white boy.
It would seem that we have a great many important members of the judiciary present here today. I put it to you, my dear fellows, should the trial end at this juncture? After all, why have you been invited to attend? To nod along to the prevarications of your superiors? Dink, dink, dink. Order, order in court. It seems to me that we stand before a door that leads to a new era of legal practicing. A door that is ajar. Let us emerge from the shadows of the Reaper's decade-long ascensory. For you and you alone, my dear fellows, have the power to push this door open now. The auditors in the gallery have no right to express an opinion on court proceedings. Silence!
He's right. The judge has absolute authority here. Yes, if he calls the trial to an end, it must end.
What will that really do?
I sense dark things occurring behind the scenes. Dark things indeed. Is there a single person here present who can honestly say that was really fast? What's...
You don't feel the shame?
The trial should go on. Summon the witness. That's right. We need to clear this up before that young Japanese fellow is remanded in custody.
Oh, Kazuma.
Oh, Mighty!
My lord, you assured those present that you would uncover the whole truth here.
Vindicate yourself in this outlandish accusation. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the very foundation of British law. A toast to my dependable colleagues in the gallery. Sorry I threw the wine back towards the gallery that one time, once or twice. I'm sure it was all in good fun.
Once or twice, yes.
Testify! Testify!
Testify! Testify!
Well, my lord, you hear the voice of British justice, I take it. I think you'll find it will be rather awkward to silence.
British silence, but I can be silent. Dank! The court will recess briefly. I have no intention of shrinking from these allegations. Huh? Bailiff, arrange for the subpoena of the witness at once. As soon as the gentleman arrives at the courthouse, we shall reconvene.
A recess won't be necessary, my lord.
Pardon?
Mikitoba is a close friend of mine. He accompanied me today and is waiting in the antechamber as we speak. I do believe he's been enjoying a little trip down memory lane, in fact. What? Professor Mikitoba is here in the courthouse?
Mr. Sholmes, you didn't know this would happen, did you?
Like...
I saw the streams, dear boy. Of course I knew what would happen.
Of course. I said in the Discord stream, I still get a little bit of latency issues, but it's not as bad. It's like what I normally do. And there was just like one frame where Van Zeeks was just standing there, just like
Van Zeek's moment.
Fucking jump scare. White man jump scare. Ah!
My dear fellow, no one is in a better position to answer that question than you, surely.
It wasn't just asking for the fun of it, you know.
Dink.
Well, I must thank you for your assistance in the matter, Mr. Sholmes. However, you are of no further use here. Kindly leave the courtroom at once. Get out of my sight. But of course, in truth, I find myself rather busy now as a result of these developments. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
I trust you have Iris's little lucky charm with you?
Absolutely. It's still in my pocket.
She sends her regards, and a reminder. If you find yourself at a dead end, the ears are at your disposal. Just one tug, if you please.
Oh, of course. You know, in retrospect,
Dink.
him saying that he'd be very busy makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder what he's busy with.
I wonder where he'll be next time we see him.
Huh. Who knows?
In that case, the trial will continue without delay. Bailiff, show the witness to the stand.
So it's Lord Strongheart. He's the Reaper of the Bailey. Where exactly is this trial going to take me, I wonder? Just how deep am I going to be plunged into the blackness of the abyss? Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to head into the heart of this maelstrom. Get it? Get it? And confront whatever horrors it tries to drown me under. What's really cool is that Male Strongheart's modern Ace Attorney equivalent, who I mentioned earlier, Damon Gant, he has a lightning and like stormy water theme. So it actually makes a lot of sense in retrospect that Lord Strongheart's is also kind of like weather-based. Oh, Jesus, jump scare.
Yeah, I forgot about Maria. Creepy little girl.
So, witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Eugen Mikotoba, lecturer in forensic medicine. Sorry, it's the age. Lecturer in forensic medicine at the Imperial Yume University in Tokyo, Japan.
British silence.
And Professor Mikotoba, the young lady beside you is... Ah, this is Dr. Mariah Gorey, Scotland Yard's practicing coroner. The daughter of Dr. Scythe, I understand.
Yes, Dr. Scythe.
I'm afraid I can't tell you why she's here. She just appeared.
I've hired
British
this goth girl
silence.
to stare at you.
You summoned this strange Japanese man as a witness to that autopsy. But you don't summon Mama. That makes no sense. She was there too.
I missed voicing Maria.
Mhm.
That's about the size of it.
It's a good voice.
I love her voice so much. Yippee.
I've had her eyes boring into the side of my cheek constantly, while I was in the antechamber too.
Poor man. The idea of it's making me shudder.
The revelations about Dr. Scythe that came to light some days ago defiled the reputation of the entire judiciary. She was therefore deemed unfit to appear as a witness in today's proceedings. The Ministry of Justice's decision on that is final.
Well, we wouldn't want any more perjury to be committed, would we?
British silence.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Ministry of Justice? Some questionable strings are being pulled, I think.
Dink! I remember you, Dr. Mikotoba, but I certainly never expected to be meeting you under these circumstances.
Bro, she is... She does not rest.
She stares. Been a long while, Lord Strongheart. The prosecution understands that you were a visiting student of physics science 10 years ago. That's right. I studied under Dr. Wilson at St. Sinners.
So you were present at the autopsy of my brother, Clint.
I was, yes. I assisted Dr. Wilson with the entire procedure.
Mama is far more skilled than any Japanese man.
Well, Dr. Wilson asked me to be his primary assistant on that occasion.
And this autopsy report was actually penned by you, I believe.
Yes, I noted all the doctor's findings, and when we were done, he read through the document and signed it.
So kind of like a ghostwriter, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor Mama. As secondary assistant, she wouldn't have had such a good view of all the innards.
So, Professor, ignoring that creepy statement, do you remember Inspector Gregson? Yes, of course. If it wasn't for his insistence, Lord Van Zeek's autopsy would have happened. But he was absolutely convinced that it would reveal decisive evidence against Genshin, you see. So Lord Strongheart had to entreat the nobility to allow it to take place. Do correct me if I'm wrong, my lord. It was as a result of that autopsy that a mass murderer apprehended and justice was done.
But Gregson admitted it before he was killed. He admitted that the results of the autopsy were fabricated.
Japanese silence.
You were there at the time, so you must testify. You have an obligation to tell the truth about what really went on.
Absolutely. That's precisely why I'm here.
And that's why I'm here too.
Dink.
Very well then. You will give your formal testimony now, witness. But before you begin, a word of warning.
Oh?
You will state truthfully and accurately what you saw and what you heard at the time.
I wouldn't dream of doing otherwise, my lord.
The moment your testimony verges on supposition, I will expel you from my courtroom. Remember that.
Japanese silence.
Use testimony.
From my own observations, I couldn't say there was any indication in the autopsy results having been fabricated. Death resulted from a wound made by a Western-styled sword transfixing the heart. That I found a little strange.
There were no other signs of internal injury. Nothing questionable at all. It was just that beautiful but dangerous piece of evidence removed from the man's stomach.
Presumed to have been swallowed by the victim as a way of posthumously identifying his assailant.
No indication. Nothing to suggest fabrication?
Professor Migatoba, are you certain about that?
Well, please stop staring at
I'm
me,
back
young
on
girl.
that grind set.
No.
Well, nothing that I could positively identify as such. Must swear to in testimony. Oh my god. Ah.
Ah, well, that clears things up nicely.
The
I
perspective
hate
of
him.
this makes his, like, with the mouth and the head, neck, it makes him look like a Muppet. Is it just me?
I don't like him.
He looks a little Muppet-like
Yeah, no,
from
that's
this
correct.
perspective. Yes.
He does
Like
look
his
like
head
a
looks like a
Muppet.
big thumb, and
Muppet.
like the mouth is like a bah, 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 bah. Anyway,
Am I a man? But no, I keep cutting out. Okay, hold on. I need to change something real quick because
also
I did it.
if you hear crunching from my
automatically
end, it's
aim-
because I'm eating rice snacks.
Rice snacks. Yummy. Okay. Let me do that instead. So hopefully I won't cut out anymore. Anyways. Oh, let me finish my joke then. Am I a man or am I a Muppet? Is he a Muppet? Anyway, that was important.
I've actually never seen
The
a
only
Muppet movie.
fabrication here.
Sorry.
What the heck? It's a pretty good movie, from what I remember. It's been a while since I watched it, but I liked it. I like the stupid "Am I a Man or Am I a Muppet" song. I think that was very funny.
The only fabrication here, Asogi, has come from you.
What?
You claim the inspector confessed just before his death, but that is the fabrication.
No, he freely acknowledged it. I swear he did. Source, trust me, bro.
Freely, with the tip of a sword at his throat, the man was clearly at his wit's end. The court will give no credence to this confession that was uttered in obvious desperation.
Quite simply, there was nothing questionable about the investigation of Lord Clint Van Zeek's death.
And with this testimony we have, without question, uncovered the whole truth of the matter.
She is at attention.
She is locked in.
My lord, I'm locked in.
If I may, my lord.
There was most certainly something questionable about it. And the whole truth does rather elude us, I feel. I beg your pardon?
There's not even a question mark, just like I beg your pardon.
Full stop. I beg your pardon. Well, you're obviously aware of the facts of the case. All 4 of the professor's previous victims died when an enormous beast was set upon them that ripped out their throats.
Oh, such horrifying crimes. I'd love to read it if Mr. Scholes wrote about it, though.
But curiously, the killer's last victim, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, suffered a different fate.
Yes, you're right. He was stabbed through the heart with a sword. The dog learned to wield a sword.
Stabbed through the heart, and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. That's enough. Okay, damn, I'll stop singing then. Oh. I believe I warned you about this witness. No impromptu musical numbers. I promise to curtail your testimony as soon as it entered the realms of supposition or speculation.
Very well, my lord. In that case, the defense will pursue a conclusion to this during the cross-examination.
What?
I have the right to a Are you new? I have the right to cross-examine every witness after testimony. And I fully intend
I'm not new, I just think it's stupid.
to exercise that right.
Ryunosuke.
I'm afraid that even the presiding judge has no authority to contravene the letter of the law. As I'm sure every member of the judiciary present in this gallery would agree. Hooray for mob mentality!
Hooray. Fine. Dink. Very well. You may begin, counsel, but I'm going to sit here and pout. However, the moment your argument strays from the established facts, I will not hesitate to bring the cross-examination to an end. Proceed with caution.
Yes, my lord. It would be really cool if you got like a thing wrong, it would insta-kill you.
No.
I believe
You
I
know-
remember exactly.
That
Because the contradiction
also-
here is that there was something that he quote unquote swallowed, but like if there were no
Yeah.
internal injuries, if you look at the thing he swallowed, it was like a fucking ring.
Yeah.
That would have made a dent. You know? Wait, actually, have we seen the ring yet?
yeah.
It's not in our court record yet.
Yeah, we don't have
I
that
believe
evidence yet.
Maria
Okay,
brings it out.
So it's all
at this
about
point.
yeah.
You weren't actually present at the autopsy yourself, were you, Dr. Gory?
Does that matter?
Well, I just wonder how useful your testimony can be in that case, really. I mean, it would be different if your mom, Dr. Syed, were on the stands, but...
I've read all the paperwork about the case, and Mama's told me the story countless times. The statement I just made is exactly what's written in the autopsy report.
I did confirm that myself at the time. It's true. Besides the stab wound, there were no other signs of internal trauma.
I see.
British silence. Mama told me all about it.
Oh?
She said there was nothing of note internally. But they did find an amazing piece of evidence. Something unbelievable.
Unbelievable? What do you mean?
Come on, Dr. Gory, what was it?
British silence. I will not tell you.
Alright, I guess it's this one.
Yeah.
What was it, though? What was the beautiful but dangerous? Oh, we don't even know that it was a ring until this point. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, it was sparkly and round with a hole, as if it might slip over a finger, perhaps.
It was a ring belonging to Genshin Asogi. My father's ring was inside the victim's stomach?
I'm locked
At
in
the-
again.
I'm locked in. I was going to say it was a ring. I just wanted to be dramatic about it. How dare you steal my thunder?
At the time, Genshin wore a large ring on the digitimus quartus of his left hand. the fourth or ring finger. I'd understood it was some kind of keepsake. When my father left Japan for London 16 years ago, I was 8 years old. But I remember that ring.
You do?
My father's possessions were sent to our family home in Japan after his death, but the ring wasn't among them. Obviously not. It was a key piece of evidence. It remains under lock and key in the stores at Scotland Yard to this day. After the autopsy, Genshin was summoned by the police to check for the presence of his ring. It wasn't on his hand, of course. Moreover, there were deep abrasions on his finger where it had been pulled off. They arrested the man there and then, right before my eyes. How could they?
I brought the ring along with me today.
You what?
Here it is, a bit dusty from years in the stores.
Oh no, the frame rate, it went down again. Okay, we're back. Good gracious! Yes, that's it. I haven't seen that in 10 long years. And that was found inside the victim's stomach.
Yum yum. Very
Jack,
good.
silence. Yes, I'm afraid so.
You hesitated there, Professor Mikotoba. Should we read something into that?
Well, it's just that, thinking back now, I didn't actually witness the moment it was extracted from the victim's body.
Oh my, really?
At that precise moment, Dr. Wilson had asked me to fetch him a new scalpel, you see.
One of our 9,000 scalpels.
Dr. Gorey. One of our 9,000. Dr. Gorey, the removal of historic evidence from the stores requires my consent, does it not?
British silence. I didn't give a fuck.
Great answer, Maria. Anyway, however it came to be here, the court cannot deny that there is crucial evidence for today's proceedings.
British silence. Very well, you may submit it.
Mr. Asogi's ring has been entered into the court record.
Thank you, Elwoods.
It's not the sort of ring normally
Yay,
seen in
she's
Japan.
back.
Yay! They almost look like claws protecting that jewel. Did Clint give, like, it's just like, I don't know. We must examine it, whatever. It's just like, I know the canon is that he just kind of had it as a keepsake, but, like, in my delusional
Well, I mean,
head,
Cosmo.
it's like, maybe Clint gave it to him for marriage.
No, Clint couldn't have given it to him because Cosmo knows about it.
I know. I know it's not the canon, but I'm just like, someone as clumsy as me. Oh, Kia!
Oh no.
And I believe that's it.
And that's it. Yeah. It's just, wow, this ring sure is sharp.
Present the ring.
I think.
Objection!
I think this is it. Yeah. No other
The
side
court
of
has
the
heard that the
ring.
ring was
Fucking how.
extracted from the victim's stomach, but you didn't actually see it being removed, did you, Professor Mikotoba?
That's right. As I said in my testimony before. At that moment, I was fetching a replacement scalpel that Dr. Wilson had requested.
In other words, you can neither confirm nor deny whether this ring in fact really came from the victim's stomach or not.
What are you suggesting, counsel?
That the ring was never in the victim's stomach to begin with. It's entirely feasible
Why
that
are you
Dr. Wilson
eating in court?
fabricated that detail about the autopsy.
What are you saying? Speak after you swallow your food. That Dr. Wilson...
That Dr. Wilson was in possession of the ring in advance, after it was somehow stolen from Mr. Asogi. Also, hello, Safi. Safi is back. And he produced it during the procedure, pretending to have found it there and then in the victim's stomach. Supposition at best. What possible evidence do you have to support such a rash claim? This
Why are
evidence,
you eating in court too?
right here.
That's the autopsy report.
It's explicit in that report, Counsel. Other than the ring, nothing unusual was noted internally. So I'm not sure how you intend to prove your point.
They could have just solved this by putting the ring, like, in the crest of his butthole, and then... Wait. Anyway. You already done it
Thanks,
for me,
Michael.
my love. I mean, arguably... Sorry, not me saying that right as Savvy comes back just for them to stare at me. I'm just saying that there's a way to plant this on the body without putting it in the body for this contradiction.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
Thanks, Eggled. Read the fucking line.
Also, Zafi says what I'm eating. I'm eating rice crackers, like rice snacks. I'm not observing, coming in just to stare at me too. Hello. You've already done it for me, my lord. The lack of internal injury says it all. What? No! Everyone in me. To swallow a ring of this size would require considerable effort and determination. In addition to its size, there are sharp claws around the gemstone to contend with. My brother Clint was a determined man, and on the brink of death even more so, I'm sure. He was the throat goat, don't get it twisted. He would have stopped at nothing to ensure that evil killer was brought to justice. He was the glizzy gulper. But if you really swallowed that... Stop! But if you really swallowed that enormous ring, it's inconceivable that no trace of its passage on his throat remained as internal trauma even if he was the throat goat. No.
Japanese silence. Why are we talking about throat goats? Why? Oh. And there you've arrived at the sticking point. That's precisely why I
Had my doubts.
about the findings myself 10 years ago. Then why didn't you say something at the time?
I did. I still remember the conversation I had with Dr. Wilson in the laboratory that day.
Look at this!
Hey,
Now this is a very curious thing to find in a man's stomach, wouldn't you say?
Ooh.
But isn't that rather peculiar, Dr. Wilson?
What's that now, Mikatoba?
Well, if he swallowed a ring of that size with those sharp metal claws that it has, surely you'd expect to see damage on the throat and esophagus? Torn mucous membranes at the very least.
Dr. Mikatoba, may I remind you that I have vastly
Clint
more
Van Zieks?
experience than you.
not Clint, Barrick. I'm terribly sorry.
I can think of plenty of ways to explain why no injuries would be seen. No, let's say this. The victim would appear to have ingested the item as evidence to identify his assailant. Go ahead, write it down.
Okay, Dr. Wilson.
So I was right! Dr. Wilson deliberately fabricated the results of the autopsy to implicate my father. Ink.
I'm disappointed, Counsel. That argument is nothing more than speculation.
What?
Dr. Wilson was Britain's leading authority on forensic science and autopsy work. There is no scientific basis on which to doubt the man's expert opinion. Pardon the interruption, my lord, but damage to the mucous membrane of the throat is easily identified, even in living subjects.
Using a device called an endoscope, recently demonstrated in practical use in France. I want one. The government can pay.
I don't think so. And Dr. Gory, I'm not paying for that stupid thing. Rest assured that your removal of the evidence from the stores without permission will not go unpunished.
British silence. We open up the dead to find the truth.
The truth, the truth, the truth.
The truth, the truth.
I beg your pardon.
But Mama, she chose to stitch her corpses up with all her secrets inside. British silence. That's wrong.
British silence.
Dr. Gory, it's looking as though she's chosen to walk a different path to her mama. Wine.
Stop drinking wine in court, you freak.
Toast or whatever. Yes, the ring.
What about the ring, you alcoholic?
I've actually never taken a single sip of wine in my life. I've just remembered something. An earlier incident. What incident? The one I recounted to you before about a memory I have of Genshin Asogi saving my life.
What? My father saved your life? I call bullshit.
It was 10 years ago on a foggy night. Genshin and I were walking down some back streets at a late hour. We could call us the Backstreet Boys. All of a sudden... Don't make a peep! You're coming with us!
Well,
all of our assailants were armed with pistols, their faces obscured by scarves. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He'd shielded me. It was on the ring finger of his left hand that he used to wear that ring. Ah, are you saying? I've always believed those thugs were after me, but now I'm starting to question if perhaps I wasn't the intended target after all.
wait, but
Genshin was arrested 2 days after that attack, and in that short interval, the decisive evidence needed to indict him was miraculously found. You mean the ring was stolen from him? You think that's what those thugs were after that night?
Objection!
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
no. Japanese silence. You pathetic coward. You expect me to believe that you weren't involved?
What do you mean by that?
It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who took it. You stole my father's ring! You set the whole thing up so that you could paint him as a mass murderer and have him arrested.
Actually, Kazuma, buddy, open your fucking eyes, man.
I pretend I do not see it. Fuck you. Ryunosuke?
You must know deep down. Come on! The truth can be completely obscured, even when your judgment is only slightly clouded. But at the moment, you seem to be floundering through a dense fog. Interesting character design-wise, how Ryunosuke's eyes are very much not, like, covered by his bangs, but Kazuma's is. Design. Whatever. Is that why you were so insistent I should be present in this trial? To see you like this?
Japanese silence.
Well, this is an amusing spectacle. What a grandiose expression on your face, as if you were Lady Justice herself. Huh. It seems you've thoroughly convinced yourself of this alleged fabrication of the autopsy results. So much so that you're apparently blind to the blatant contradiction that would be born out of it.
What?
Though it's extremely hard to believe, let us imagine that there was some misconduct during the autopsy. If that were the case, why would Asogi not have disputed the findings in his trial?
Oh.
Huh. In the closed court hearing 10 years ago, the defendant never once denied the claims against him. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks?
Yes, that is indeed correct. Upon hearing the verdict of guilty, he merely closed his eyes, quietly accepting the judgment. The actions of a man who has accepted responsibility for his deeds and is resigned to his fate. But then...
Oh my, that is very strange. If Mr. Asogi did nothing to oppose the charges against him, then that would surely mean there was no fabricated evidence.
An obvious conclusion at which you should have arrived many minutes ago, Prosecutor Asogi. Your twisted loyalty and clouded judgment are hampering your ability for logical thought.
Ah! I took a tick of HP.
Genshin Asogi's silence at his hearing can mean only one thing. There was no fabrication of evidence during the autopsy of his final victim 10 years ago.
But if that autopsy was all above board, there would be nothing to stop Lord Strongheart bringing this trial to an immediate conclusion.
Besides that...
Thank you, Rinosuke. If it wasn't for your frank words just now, this trial may very well have ended prematurely.
Kazuma?
What's this latest absurdity, Counsel? My lord, your reasoning is perfectly sound, but for one giant hole. I beg your pardon. You claim my father's silence was due to the fact that there was no fabricated evidence, but there's another possible explanation. You've overlooked the possibility that he had a reason for maintaining that silence.
Silence that would lead to him being convicted and sentenced to his death if the autopsy results were an invention. There's no, I point my finger so strongly at you. There's no conceivable reason why the man would have protested.
Gay ass point. Oh, Discord, please. There we go.
Oh, those results were an invention. All right. Oh, wait. No, hold on. Oh, those results were an invention. All right.
There's no question of that. Or are you forgetting that 2 people with a connection to that autopsy have been assassinated? If I force the grievances I feel from my mind, I start to see you in a very different light. I think perhaps it's you who's been living in delusion these 10 years. You're Delulu, not me!
Kazuma-sama has created one last chance for us here, Mr. Naruhodo. If we can only show him there was a reason for his father's silence in his trial.
Shiori says, I love Kazuma. I'm very normal about him. I love Kazuma. I'm not normal about him. A reason why the man would have said nothing, even though he was innocent. Could it have been part of some negotiation, perhaps?
Think.
Enough rhetoric. The court must be shown evidence. What proof do you have that could possibly explain Asogi's silence in court?
I don't fucking know.
Maybe? This? It could be this.
Maybe.
Because it definitely has to do...
We-
That's the only thing that has to do with
Yeah.
Asogi.
Take that!
Yeah. Probably. Yeah!
This is the defendant's answer? No!
Oh, damn it. I feel like I feel like we literally made the exact same mistake last time.
Why would he have said
We
nothing?
have not grown as people.
Strong reason for his silence is exchange for clemency.
Think. Okay, so let's look through our shit.
Truck, Clint, Charm, Sport, Recognition, the Ring,
I'm
Telegram.
genuinely a little confused. I forget what to present here.
Because
I know like everything
Yeah,
else.
me
I'm just
too.
like, what exactly was the evidence?
yeah. Why? would-
Safi says, "Do y'all need me to pull up a
Genshin.
guide?" I mean, it would be nice if someone pulled up a guide. Is all I'm saying.
Arr. I can figure it out if I put my big brain to it. Red-headed League, that's not it. Joel, letter of introduction, dismissal notice. Aiding and abetting from the prison. Oh,
It
I think
could
it's
be
this. I think it's this because he was.
It's true that Genshin Asogi's silence during that. Look at that! I'm fucking smart or some shit. His silence during his
If I
trial
just put my big brain to
resulted
it, I
in
can
his
figure it
conviction.
out.
But that didn't actually lead to his execution. On the contrary, it led to his escape. An escape that was only possible because he'd been sentenced to death.
Although I find it hard to believe my father would have negotiated in that way, the defense is correct.
What do you mean Safi saying epic wildfire moment? That was me! I presented it! me!
Yeah, but I told you to present it!
You didn't tell me to present it. I was looking at it and then I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then you agreed it makes sense. Or whatever.
I thought I said it first.
I don't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're both big brained. A fake execution, falsification of a death certificate, and a jailbreak inside a coffin. Clearly, such an elaborate plan couldn't have been carried out by my father alone.
Okay, fine, epic Sang moment. Yes! Victory for the big Sang fans out there. All two of you. He must have had the help of a collaborator from the judiciary. I have here the dismissal notice of the chief warder who was working in the prison at the time. The notes read, there are indications that the jailbreak was in planning prior to the inmate's incarceration. In other words, there were suggestions of some sort of negotiation between Mr. Asogi and the British government.
British silence. In exchange for his silence in court, he was given an assurance that he would be broken out of prison. Yes, with that sort of clandestine agreement in place, I can imagine he would have kept very quiet.
I would go further than that. In fact, I would say that the elaborate jailbreak of Mr. Asogi can be explained in no other way.
Dink dink! Order, order! First fabricated evidence, and now a jailbreak conspiracy.
Yes, because it's all intimately linked.
The prosecution wishes to summon new witnesses to the stand. Witnesses... People who could testify about the jailbreak that took place 10 years ago.
Ah,
Shit, I gotta bring back the space.
Governor Caden and the port chief warder of the prison.
I won't allow this trial to turn into a farce. To summon the governor of the prison after all these years. Oh, it wouldn't be any trouble, my lord. What?
Father?
My dear friend may appear a little rattle-pated at times, but I can assure you he is extremely thorough. He wired both Barclay and the local prison earlier, asking Governor Caden and Mr. Vigil to attend the Old Bailey as a matter of extreme urgency.
Mr. Sholmes did that?
Are you telling me that both men are, unless I'm much mistaken, waiting just outside the courtroom at this very moment? My lord, you must permit this child to proceed as you declared at its outset. You promised that we would stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings.
Oh, he mild.
I regret saying that. Very well. Bring in the witnesses. I will still sit here pouting. Make no mistake, I too would like nothing more than to lay this business to rest once and for all.
Yeah, you would.
I'm getting sick of this.
I actually totally forgot that they're brought in again. I'm also here, hello.
Hello. Big fan of Ding Ding. Yay! Thank you, Shiori. Because I can't hear the game audio with the setup that we have, and so I just insert my own sounds when I want to, like when the gavel hits,
Yeah. Oh my god,
or
it's
the
9:45.
unicorn came in Strongheart's case.
Mm-hmm. No, it's 9:45 and my 9:45 alarm went off.
9:45.
Yes.
Would the new witnesses state their names and occupations for the court, please? Alright, I gotta fucking get into the Scottish. Actually, let me take a sip. And you know what? Everybody, hold on.
Everybody
hold on,
take a sip.
Hold on. Everybody take a fucking sip. Suggestion: hydrate.
Damn.
Everyone
now
must
legally
sip.
we all have to take a sip.
You are legally obligated to sip. I wonder with my new input levels if you can hear Piggy. she's just snoring away.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepy baby. Aye, Barry Caden, governor of Barclay Prison.
Oh, everyone calls me gossip. I shall jaunty little your other persona, if you don't mind. Oh, I'm so good at the pose. Oh, I do beg your pardon, of course. Scene transition back to my other pose. My name
No,
is
I'm
Daily
sad.
Vigil. I used to be the chief warder at Barclay Prison.
Something I also realized, once the game was over, I like how Daily and Evie Vigil have, opposing color schemes. You would think that Daily would have, the brighter and warmer color scheme of Evie, and vice versa, but
I
yeah.
suppose you're right. Yeah, she does
Daily
have more
is
like
blue
red
and
and
Evie
warmer
is
colors. Well, he has more cooler
red.
colors.
Yeah. I like it. The reason you've been summoned here to court today is to testify about the jailbreak of the so-called Professor 10 years ago. Lost the Professor! We've already been through this before, a decade ago. And the conclusion was that there wasn't anything untoward happened.
A convict escaped from your prison, Governor. Hardly what you called nothing untoward.
Ah, well,
Anyway,
first off, I don't appreciate
the
you
convict's death
mocking my
certificate
accent.
was somehow falsified after he was allegedly executed, and he escaped the prison inside his own coffin. A plan of that complexity could never have been carried out without the help of somebody of influence inside the prison.
Governor Caden, don't imagine that the passage of time will afford you any protection.
I mean, statute of limitations and all that.
If it turns out that you were involved in the plot to break Mr. Asogi out of prison, then of course, the consequences will be very serious. In all likelihood, a capital punishment.
So please help us by confessing how you're so involved in this.
Yes. Gods, hold on there, laddies. All I did was witness Governor Cade.
Aye, sir.
You have a critical role to play in the public safety of our country, a great responsibility to shoulder. The significance of your testimony in court cannot be understated. Therefore, think carefully before you speak. And Prosecutor Asogi, if you threaten the witness again, you will be held in contempt of court. Stop being a rabid cat. My apologies, my lord.
There's no disputing the fact that an intricate jailbreak plot was enacted 10 years ago. Clearly, you were both involved in some way. So you will testify before the court now and explain exactly what took place.
Dink.
Very well. Let the witnesses give their formal testimony. Tell the court everything you know of the plot to break Asogi out of Barclay 10 years ago.
It was the day that Japanese joke was found guilty. A directive came from the prosecutor's office. I assigned the convict to the chief water vigil here and put the plan into action behind the scenes.
I was responsible for Sugi right up until the night of his execution, but I knew nothing of any plot.
I didn't ken that there was some negotiations between the convict and the prosecutor's office. All I did was carry out my duty for Her Majesty's Great British Empire.
You can tell by my very strong British accent. A directive from the prosecutor's office?
Britain.
Are you saying that was the jailbreak plot?
Aye, that's right. Who sent it? Who authorized that plan? Tell me! Ah. I didn't ken that. You're saying you don't know? Listen, there wasn't a thing about the professor case that wasn't unusual in some way. I didn't ask any questions. I just did what I was told to do. More than that, I couldn't tell you.
I see.
But if the jailbreak plan originated from the prosecutor's office, then one thing is very clear. As suspected, there were clandestine dealings going on between Mr. Asogi and that office. The jailbreak was promised in exchange for Mr. Asogi admitting to crimes he didn't commit. Dink.
That, counsel, is nothing more than speculation on your part. So, let me ask the defense.
Oh, yes, my lord?
I fail to see how these witnesses have more pertinent information here. Do you intend to assert your right to a cross-examination?
Yeah, absolutely. I have no intention of squandering a single opportunity, my lord.
Seems all you Japanese are fiercely tenacious. Dink. Very well. Proceed, counsel.
All right. Nothing of any plot. I don't think he knows much. I think maybe Vigil is where we get our information. Did you not notice anything unusual happening in the lead up to that night? Oh, everything was unusual, exception after exception. After all, it was the professor. The man had terrorized the country as never before with his crimes. In order to hide his identity, he was forced to wear an iron mask over his head.
Hideous treatment. The fellow was surprisingly docile for someone who'd taken the lives of five of the country's nobles.
Being the chief warder, I was the only person permitted to approach his cell. I can still hardly believe I was duped by my own country. I believe you jumped from the... Do you remember that crazy time that you jumped from the window and tried to kill yourself when the jailbreak was blamed on you?
Rinosuke, honey. Losh, Vigil, can I apologize enough?
No, Governor, I don't believe you can. It won't change what happened.
Scottish silence. And what else can you tell us about the situation, Governor Caden? Ah yes, transition phase. Scottish sigh.
Maybe press this?
Hold it!
I
I'm
think
gonna skip through this a little
might be
bit.
it.
Because I'm
I
wondering
don't
if
think
there's a
that's it.
reaction that we're waiting for.
Maybe. Oh, just follow the orders. Resolve your guilt.
A man was killed
Illegally.
illegally! Illegal murder is the
As
worst
opposed to being
kind!
killed legally.
Maybe
Hold it!
carry everything I could.
Is
that part of the plan?
Is that part of the plan? Kind of tell you everything that happened about that. Personal is death was part of the plot.
Oh, there we go. Oh.
A reaction.
Excuse me.
Mr. Vigil, is something wrong? Mr. Vigil, hello? Yes, sir. What can I do for you, sir? He's such a bottom. He's saluting now?
Yeah.
What is it? Some sort of Barclay convention? What governor? Oh, I just realized Rinosuke's not wearing his British outfit. I literally just realized that because he pulled up his armband and he actually has an armband there this time.
Sangled.
Yes? What?
Nothing. It's fine. I noticed it as soon as I saw Susanoo in like her.
Maybe I forgot that there
Japanese
were
wear.
alternate outfits to begin with, okay? It's been a while. What Governor Caden was just saying seemed to upset you. Did it bring up something to mind, perhaps?
And then he proceeds to say nothing.
For the last 10 years, I've completely blotted out the memories of that time from my mind. I was betrayed by my superiors in the name of my country.
I was taking a sip. Scottish silence. Ah, shit.
Just as my father was betrayed, it seems.
But you see, thinking back now, I really can't imagine that the shooting of Mr. Asogi in the cemetery was ever part of the plan. What makes you think that? Well, it just doesn't make sense, does it? To make the man admit to crimes he didn't commit with the promise of jailbreak, only to kill him in the end. That's treachery of the worst kind, but the point is, if the intention was to always betray him, why wouldn't there be any need for all the chicaneries of an escape? Ah.
Yes, that's quite true.
If whoever negotiated with Asogi never intended to keep their end of the bargain, it would have been far simpler just to let the man be executed in prison, as dictated by his sentence.
It all happened in that vast chamber of secrets that is Barclay, behind the high prison walls. I suppose nobody knows what really went on in the execution room now. Yes, it's an unsettling mystery, certainly. Scottish silence. I've got phlegm in the back of my throat. Sorry. Truth be told, there is a wee matter that's never quite made sense to me. If you believe there was some kind of negotiation behind the jailbreak between Asogi and the body at the top, it doesn't quite add up, does it?
Governor Caden, I must insist that you explain these doubts that you have by amending your formal testimony.
Gods! Aye, go on then.
British silence.
Like just crossing his arms,
Don't-
going.
I'm not molding, you're molding.
Hold it!
Actually, hold on. Is this something that we just press through, or we present?
Objection!
Objection.
Um,
Hard evidence. Alright. So, we do need evidence. Okay, time to present the Asogi papers after Ryunosuke says this.
Asogi papers.
Also, hello, Capita.
The Asogi papers. Capita!
Hello, Capita. Hello, Capita. Alright.
Wildfire check
Presents.
Discord. I saw it. It will be. Yeah.
Here.
It is a thing. It will happen.
Confessing under oath
Probably
to
after the
murders he
stream.
didn't commit on a verbal assurance of later being broken out of prison, Genshin Asugi was taking an incredibly risky gamble. You know what I just realized?
very true.
Sorry to interrupt. We turned off Ryunosuke and Susato's outfits, but Sholmes is still wearing his whore Japan outfit. I think that's why. Like,
think-
it like struck me as like off.
I think we were doing the thing where it's like, there, now they're all Japan. Hooray!
Ah, yeah, maybe.
Either that or we were just being
Yeah, I was just toggling or something.
lustful.
Very true. I think that's what they said. There was nothing to stop the British breaking their ward and executing him behind closed doors anyway. Ward? I don't know why I sounded like that. Under normal circumstances, no man would stake his life on a gentleman's agreement like that.
Which
woman,
means
however,
that Mr.
might.
Asogi must have had a trump card. Something that guaranteed he wouldn't be betrayed. Some kind of weapon.
Others! The fella couldn't possibly have had anything like that.
But you know that he did, Governor. The Asogi Papers, the name given to the last will and testament of Genshin Asogi.
Ah!
It
Oh.
turns out... Oh! Are we gonna hear it?
Oh, shit.
There we go. It turns out that Mr. Asogi was hiding his will in his cell at Barclay. Chief Warder Vigil caught him with it one day.
You squealed, didn't you, Yariwa? What did I not tell you to keep that a secret?
You can't touch me now.
Ah!
When Mr.
Scottish
Vigil caught
anger.
sight of that will through the bars of the convict cell, Mr. Asogi pleaded with the warder. Alright then, but what's on that paper?
A last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now.
What are you doing, Piggy?
A weapon?
And after the convict had been killed following the elaborate pretense of the jailbreak, that document mysteriously disappeared, didn't it? Well, yes, all the prison warders searched through the belongings in his cell, but that will was just nowhere to be found. As I understand it, an exhaustive search was made for the document, which became known as the Asogi Papers. Governor Caden, I believe you ordered your prison staff to find it at all costs, didn't you?
Eh?
Wouldn't I be right in saying that you knew? You knew that the so-called Asogi Papers had the potential to make great waves somehow.
Jings, what the blazes are you blithering about? The will was found, right and proper. In the fella's cell where I said it would be.
But how can that be? Where in his cell? We all searched the place from top to bottom.
Well, you didn't do a proper job, eh, you peely-wally galoot?
You can't
Scotticisms.
criticize me now.
I showed it to you afore, did I know, you lawyer?
Yes, you did. I have the documents here. It's written in Japanese and reads, "The Last Will and Testament of Genshin Asogi."
Which means everything is as it should be.
Not quite, my lord. You see, there's an undeniable inconsistency here.
What? What inconsistency? Tell me!
Kazuma's so lost. Mr. Asogi described this document as the only weapon he had left, and yet this will contains nothing of significance at all. Nothing that would have given the convict any leverage. Are you suggesting, my learned friend, that the last will and testament stored at Barclay Prison all these years is actually a fake? As has clearly been demonstrated already, what went on at Barclay Prison was far from above board.
Dink. That last vilification by the defense was an affront to the entire British legal system. The absurd notion of a weapon is something for which we have only the former chief warder's word. The man could quite easily be lying, or at the very least sorely mistaken.
What? No, I definitely heard him say that, I swear.
Clearly, we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to know exactly what happened with the so-called Asogi papers. A waste of time. If the will was fake, where is the real document?
Mr. Vigil was stabbed in the back by the judiciary 10 years ago. He lost everything. Very nearly his own life. Do you remember the way he... Anyway, and now you're going to do it again. You're ready to brand him a liar and turn your back on him without even letting him defend himself. It's clear that Barclay Prison is hardened. It's clear that the Joburg was masterminded by someone in the prosecutor's office. Look at all those people with hats up there we don't usually see. Look at all those hats.
Look at all them hats. Look at those hats.
What did you say?
Testify.
Testify!
Dink. It would seem that a vocal few here are utterly blind to the truth. Very well then. Let the witness testify again. Tell the court precisely what you think you saw at the convict's last will and testament.
Yes, sir, my lord. Not Safi saying, "Why is Vigil stimming?" He's not stimming, he's slapping his podium and then being like, "Ah, ouchies, ow.
Ouch, ouch, my bones.
Ouch, ouch, my bones." As the warder responsible for condemned convicts, I attended to Mr. Asogi and kept watch over his cell. The night after he was found guilty in court, oh, ouchies, he was doing something with that will in his cell. We turned the cell inside out, looking for it after the execution, but to no avail.
I only found out about the Asogi papers when a directive came telling me to impound them. The document was in the folds of the fellow's robe that was left in his cell. A kimono, I think it's called.
Okay, now he's kind of doing an autism thing. In his kimono, that's a lie. We
Dinosaur hands.
Yeah, he like that's straight up dino hands. We searched every inch of the man's cell. We looked through all of his clothes. It can't be true.
Were you no satisfied with calling me a liar the once, eh? Ya wee waffinger?
Huh. There's nothing you can do about it now. You don't have any hold over me anymore. Other than the hold you like to take of my cravat, that is seemingly magnetized towards you because of how much you've pulled on it. Is that what you're going to do, is it? Are you going to give me a good shake again, or are you too scared?
Yeah! I'll complete the animation.
Little and large. What double act? I think you mean to say twink and bear.
We complied with Asogi's will as far as was possible. All of his personal effects were delivered to his family home in Japan. as a courtesy to the homeland of the most notorious killer our country has ever seen. Japanese silence. And we were much obliged. I can confirm that all of my father's belongings arrived safely.
Aye, and you cannot deny the handwriting is that of your own old man, eh?
Yes, there's no mistaking that it's my father's brushwork.
Really?
And this last will and testament was the man's last weapon, was it? I think we can safely assume that the convict was merely prattling, knowing that his end was nigh.
Japanese silence. Don't you dare talk about my father that way.
So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please, because I know you're going to exercise that right.
Yes, my lord.
Alrighty. Satousagi is doing something with that whale. See, that's weird.
Hold it!
Yeah.
In Mr. Asoki's kimono?
Hey, the one they brought with him when he was locked up.
Yes, he was permitted to have his personal effects with him during his incarceration, I understand.
That's right. He was granted as much freedom as possible during the few days before his execution.
Indeed, he had a number of items of personal significance. I remember. He was very reluctant to part with them. Some books, that kimono, his sword. His sword?
Karuma, the famous sword of the Asogi clan. It bears the soul of my family.
I don't doubt it, but I wasn't really getting at that. Forget it being the soul of the clan. Could the man have a more obvious weapon?
Have some respect, Ryunosuke.
Respectful silence?
The warders carry firearms at all times, and the inmates have shackles around their ankles. He couldn't have hurt anyone with that thing.
Still, he was allowed a sword, but no writing materials?
Aye. He wrote that will before he came to stay with us at Barclay, you see.
Dr. Mikatoba was asked to bring the necessary Japanese writing implements to the prosecutor's office.
A Suzuri inkstone, black sumi ink, and some Hanshi rice paper, no doubt.
I was present when he wrote it, but I'm sorry to say, the letters just look like a squirming mass of jet black earthworms to me.
Are you feeling faint, Mr. Virgil?
I'm on a
Mr.
roller
Vigil.
coaster in my
Sir,
mind.
it was scarlet, sir.
What? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to blurt it out like that. Oh.
I'm back
Less
on the
swaying and more
coaster.
explaining would be helpful.
Is it something about the testimony we just heard? Have you recalled something of importance?
Did you remember something, boy?
importance. Possibly, or possibly not.
I'm unable to tell which way he's leaning, I'm afraid. Bisexual.
My lord, the defense asks that Mr. Vigil be permitted to supplement his testimony with this possibly or possibly not important detail.
Permission granted.
Go ahead,
At
Mr.
this
Vigil.
point, I'm just having fun.
Yes, it was Scarlet.
Hold it!
Scarlet, you say? Well, yes. I mean, I only caught sight of it for a brief moment, of course. But even by the dim light in the cell, I remember thinking that it was an unusual color. At the very least, I'm quite sure it wasn't black. Oh, you made! He made! Everyone knows that Violet is the superior
Witness.
Pokemon game.
Is that really what you saw?
Oh, hello, Conrad. Hi, buddy.
What, sir? Is something wrong, Lord Strongheart?
British silence. Dink. I apologize. Continue.
What do you make of that, Mr. Naruhodo? For Lord Strongheart to be so visibly shaken in that way.
Och, den ever. You can plainly see the rotten ear, and it's as black as the Earl of Aile's waistcoat.
Well, yes, you're right. Mr. Vigil, I'd like to confirm one point with you. Did you actually see the content of the document that Mr. Asogi was holding that night? Oh, well,
I'm sorry, I just wanna. So, Conrad comes down the stairs, drinks from the water bowl, steps up to me, looks me dead in the eyes, and then just walks away.
damn. He was just like, you good? Alright, fam.
I'm like, you're still here? Okay, bye.
Oh, well, no. I mean, there was no time. As soon as he noticed me there, he hid it behind his back. But it was definitely a will, was it? Yes, it was. That's what Mr. Asogi told me.
Take a sippy, hold on. Ugh, okay.
The court need waste no further time on this matter. We have the will in question in our possession. There is nothing more to add.
A will written in scarlet ink. What did Mr. Vigil really see Kazuma's father holding, I wonder?
If you have an inkling, how did you get it? To get the joke? Mr. Naruhodo, you must present it to the court at once.
Well, okay, goodbye again, Conrad. Like, whoa! Why did we fast forward through all that? Holy shit.
Because it was the stuff at the end. That's not.
Oh. I looked away for like 2 seconds while I was watching Conrad go back up the stairs. I was like,
oh, oops, sorry.
document was written in scarlet ink, but perhaps I'm mistaken.
I mean, Susato literally says to present if you feel that you're not sure. So...
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
I
Wait.
don't remember.
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, wait. Click the... Don't present it, but examine the Exogi papers real quick.
Uh-huh.
Second page. Okay, so we're not supposed to know that yet. We're not supposed to know the
Safi,
thing yet.
if you can give us a hint would be nice.
No, wait, hold on.
Finishing this within the general 4-hour stream limit is a bit tough, but we're doing our best.
Looking at it was written in scarlet ink, but perhaps I'm mistaken.
What if we present it? This is like, it's black.
It's black.
Wait, scroll through the options for me? Oh, jeez. Does anyone here have a guide opened? Anyone? Please.
Well, I assume Zappy has the guide open, and they just need to know, like.
Oh,
what
I
we
know the
have.
answer, but I don't know how to word it as a hint. Oh. Honestly, at this point, just point us in the direction. Oh no, I'm getting tired. Oh no. We can't do the finale as 2 streams. Would it? Would that?
His brother, Clint. We could.
The autopsy
It's what we
report
did
of
last
his
time.
brother, Clint.
His brother, Clint.
Oh, the scarlet ink! Oh!
Scarlet ink! His brother Clint!
Scarlet colored writing is what you said you thought you saw, Mr. Vigil. And I believe that's exactly what you did see. What?
Avars again! You have no evidence to say that.
Have a look at this report. That's my brother Clint's autopsy report. Yes, and there's something in here that's bothered me since I first read it. We would have remembered this if we had read it. It states that the scarlet-colored ink stains were noted on the fingers of the victim's right hands.
Yes, so it does.
Scarlet ink. Now, I'm not familiar with the habits of the British aristocracy, I freely admit. But I would hazard a guess that they don't all go around with ink stains on their fingertips, do they? Your wit is not appreciated. My brother Clint was a well-bred and fastidious man. Calling someone well-bred is such a weird thing. Like, I know it's like it was an accepted term back in the day, but
Yeah.
it's just weird. Should ink had sullied his fingertips, he would have cleaned them immediately.
What is your point, Counsel?
My point is this. Whatever Lord Clint Van Zieks was writing in that unusually colored ink, it must have been directly before his death. Because he died before he had the opportunity to clean his hands.
What?
I remember something troubled me at the time. At the scene, the lid of my brother's inkwell was open. But Clint was punctilious about such things. It seemed unusual, and no document penned in the color of the ink that was in the inkwell was ever found.
So the document had disappeared. Are you suggesting that the document my father had in his hand that night in his cell was...
The same document that Lord Clint Van Zieks was writing moments before his death. Then it was... If Mr. Vigil's testimony is to be believed, it can only mean that, yes, Mr. Vigil, sir, when you spotted Mr. Asogi with the document in his cell, his precise words were as follows, were they not? Alright then, but what's on that paper?
A last will and testament. This will is the only weapon I have left now. Ah, the great Asogi, the great Asogi, fucking skill set. Speak vaguely, so that technically what you're saying is right, but also it can mean different things. Haha. A last will and testament. Ah.
If the conversation really did go as Mr. Vigil says, then what we know now completely changes the meaning of what Mr. Asogi said. You really think? Mr. Vigil did indeed see the convict with a will, but it wasn't that of Genshin Asogi. It was that last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zieks! No.
What?
Objection!
This is madness. My brother's last will and testament. I'm so frazzled I forgot to say a my brother Clint joke. That would mean he had chosen to die. That is what it would mean, yes. No, impossible. That is utterly out of the question.
Lord Van Zieks.
Clint was pursuing the professor. It consumed him day and night. He would go out every night with the dog and in search of the professor, and it was... He was obsessed with the professor. Whatever happens, he would never have abandoned his investigation before its conclusion. Never. He wouldn't rest until the job was done, until the killer was caught. The idea that he would willingly accept his own death is obscene.
Objection!
And yet, we can be sure that he was writing his will moments before his death.
And that Genshin Asogi came to be in possession of that document. So what could the will possibly have contained?
Clearly, something that couldn't be made public under any circumstances whatsoever. Because armed with... Brother? You good?
I heard.
Because armed with
paws
that
moving.
document... He fucking stumbled down the stairs like he was drunk. You good, buddy? Okay, bye. Because armed with that document, my father was able to negotiate with the judiciary for his life. It was something so damning that it prompted the powers that be to enact the daring jailbreak plot. Yes, there can be no question that the will contained information of the utmost secrecy.
Information of the utmost secrecy. Ah! No.
Yes, that's what I just
it
said.
couldn't be.
Dink.
Ooh, he might.
I've heard more than enough. Pursuing this notion of a phantom will nobody can attest to having seen serves absolutely no purpose. No, my lord, that's unacceptable. What did you say, Counsel? The last will and testament that Genshin Asogi had in his possession was that of Lord Clint Van Zeeks. All the testimony and evidence presented to the court has logically led us to that as a possibility. We have a duty to pursue the line of reasoning to its conclusion. But with no possible means of knowing the contents of the document, there is no line of reasoning to pursue.
A reason why
Van
Lord
Zeeks,
Clint
are you
Van
about to have a
Zeeks, a
breakdown?
man of high noble standing, would have chosen death. Information so secret, people in the judiciary would have been willing to negotiate the jailbreak of a condemned killer. The only explanation that fits is the unthinkable truth that will turn everything on its head. But it's just
We're sorry.
too hideous.
Mr. Naruhodo, however difficult the situation might become, you work with your client in pursuit of the truth. That's what you resolved to do. That's what you, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2, resolved to do when you entered the courtroom this morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Mrs. Otto,
So hold your head high and keep soldiering on.
Keep your head up, King. Your crown is falling.
Keep your head up, Mr. Naruhodo, your crown is falling.
10 years ago, in his final moments, Lord Clint Van Zeeks left behind a will. A will that Genshin Asogi was able to use as a weapon to negotiate his escape from prison. In all probability, the details in the will were related to the Professor case.
The defense's last statement is mere conjecture.
What are you getting at, man?
Rinosuke?
As soon as these words come out of my mouth, there's no going back. I believe that the last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zeeks was in fact... I think I remember getting this wrong initially, because I was like,
Yeah.
the wording of this is like
yeah.
a little vague, but basically, this is the answer.
Yeah, I think we clicked an accusation.
Because I think what my theory was, I thought what he wrote in this last will and testament was pointing out who the real Reaper was, or like who was making him do these things. So I was like, oh, it's an accusation. It's like it's pointing a finger to the real culprit, aka But
Like,
I mean, whatever.
yes.
You can do this, Mr.
AKA, you
Naruhodo.
know who.
I believe that what Lord Clint Van Zeeks actually penned that day was a confession.
A confession?
Regarding the mass murderer known as the Professor and his true identity.
Objection!
I believe this pose is new. It's him, like, breathing heavily with his hands grabbing his badge.
Yeah.
Enough, Council. What are you saying? Do you even realize? A confession about the true identity of the Professor That would mean... Lord Van Zeeks, I appreciate this must be hard to take in, but it's the only explanation that fits. The killer that terrorized London a decade ago and became known as the Professor, the man believed to have murdered 5 members of the aristocracy, wasn't Genshin Asogi at all.
No. You can't be suggesting.
It was in fact the man believed to have been the 5th victim. Double spin? Lord Clint Van Zeeks himself. My throat is killing me, brother.
Oh, take a sippy.
Oh my god.
Take a sippy.
It's been like I mentioned when I
Government
first started
mandated.
the stream, like my throat is sore and I'm congested. It's like it's not great.
Yeah. Government mandated sippy.
It's finally open, is it? Pandora's box.
Stop talking about the breeding of the family.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks, he's a paragon of justice in the capital. But he was actually a mass murderer, a perpetrator of the general public have found out law and order in this country with it.
The next Law and Order
Have a
season
chance
will be
to add-
canceled.
I'm not adding it.
My brother.
No.
Clint.
Oh, this is too awful. Poor Lord Van Zeeks.
I wonder though, did he never suspect? Not Safi saying this emote isn't enough anymore. I believe if you use her bucks, you can do one of those automatic Twitch things to like do emote things. Hold on, actually, do you need to use bits
No,
to do
that's-
that? Oh, you need to use bits.
Yeah, that's
okay.
bits.
I shan't.
You cannot gigantify it.
Yes. But if you wanted to do a big stare, you do have the option. You just have to pay like a little bit.
Big stare.
I wonder though, did he never suspect?
Mr. Naruhado?
Lord Barrack Von Zeeks is a brilliant prosecutor. Is it conceivable that he didn't realize what his older brother really was?
Dink. Order, order, order in court.
Lord Van Zeeks. The professor made use of an enormous hound as his murder weapon. Tell me, did your brother have a dog?
Did you have a puppy?
Yes, he did. He did have a puppy. Balmont. He was a well-known hunting dog. People called him a giant.
I don't believe this.
When my brother would go hunting in the forest of the grounds behind the house, he always took Balmont. After Clint's death, the creature passed away too, almost as if it were following his master. He was a magnificent hunting dog, worthy of the jewel-studded collar around his neck. A jewel-studded collar?
I wonder where we've seen that before.
That's right, though sadly, some years ago now it was stolen by a thief who broke into the house one night. A jewel-studded collar stolen by a thief? It so happens that myself and my colleagues have come across such a collar during our time in London. How could you? Do you see how Susanna was like giving him the eye and then looked down?
Like,
There was an old
Bombastic
emblem
side eye.
attached to the
Criminal,
collar too,
offensive side eye.
made of pure gold. It was topped with a small crown and bore an ornate capital letter B.
What? An emblem bearing the initial B?
Oh my, you know it!
It's the insignia of the Baskerville family. What? The Baskerville? Why is that name coming up? Baskerville is the family name of my late brother's widow. That pure gold emblem was an heirloom which Clint, my brother, acquired upon their marriage.
There can be no doubt then the color you described was Balrog's. The family insignia of Lord Clint Van Zeek's widow. There was a considerable amount of blood on the collar when we saw it. Since we know the dog was used for hunting, it could have been from its quarry, of course.
But it could equally have been from human prey.
Is it true, Dan?
And Van Zeek said he was the professor.
Impossible! This Japanese are making up to accelerate the world!
So, in fact, the person responsible for these murders of nobles and royals was a noble himself. And also, I'm surprised that the
royals.
whole, the way people were killed was by sicking a huge hound. They weren't like, let's look for, people with big dogs. That wasn't
Real.
not at all. Okay.
Who's got big dog?
And that threatens to be an enormous scandal that would irrevocably destabilize British society.
If you happen to own a Pomeranian, you're safe. You're probably not the professor.
My father knew that, and was using it to negotiate his way out of the unjust charges brought against him.
Cat Capita says everyone had a big dog back then. Is that true? I know the Queen has corgis.
Yeah, no. I doubt everyone had a big dog. Some people probably had pet dogs that weren't huge.
But at the very last hour, those he'd bargained with betrayed him, slaying him mercilessly on foreign soil.
Girl.
Well, can you deny it, Lord Strongheart?
Oh my god. British silence. 10 years have passed, and still now the 6 million inhabitants of our great capital rest easy believing that justice was done. That though his anonymity remains, the diabolical murderer was caught and executed. British silence. Very well then. You may have the truth. As a treat. You've earned it. Good job.
Tell me then. Tell me what Clint really was. Besides my brother.
British silence.
Oh, that's a rank ass fart, piggy. Oh. Ain't nothing more stanky than a dog fart.
I wouldn't know,
Lord
but I believe
Clint
you on
Van
that.
Zeek.
I am amazed that you don't know, considering you've also dog sat.
I guess I wasn't really dog sitting farty dogs.
That's true.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks was too pure of heart. When he became a prosecutor and went in pursuit of the black root of crime, he drove himself into a corner. I must stand. He came to the uncomfortable realization that to fight the most fiendish of criminals requires one to become even more fiendish oneself.
Clint.
No. My brother. The 19th century was a truly miraculous 100 years for Great Britain, and indeed the whole world. New industry, new technology, and with the birth of the Metropolitan Police Service, new law and order, ding ding ding. These dazzling new developments meant even deeper shadows were cast on society. Water sullied by factories, air thick with noxious fumes, and crime growing daily to fill the darkness. Lord Clint Van Zeeks made it his mission to combat that darkness. But as time went on, it slowly ate at his soul, until eventually he was consumed.
Holy shit, piggy. God, Jesus Christ. Fucking stink bomb went off in this house. Its name is Piggy. Oh. Ugh.
It's
Praying
ironic.
for you,
really.
Roll Wildfire. Praying for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stinky over here. Stinky. I'm pointing at you. Stinky.
It's ironic, really, and somewhat surprising that the truth has once again been unearthed by a Japanese. Once again? What do you mean? 10 years ago, your father, Genshin Asogi, turned up at the club. I'm sorry, turned up at my office one night.
He was whipping and nay-naying all over the place.
Yes. The professor. Yes, beyond all shadow of doubt, you must issue a warrant to search his home at once. Don't be absurd. The man comes from one of our country's most illustrious families. He's a paragon of justice here in the capital. Yes, that's the point. That's why none of you British can see it. He's using his noble status as a diversion whilst he commits these atrocious crimes behind the scenes. Do you have evidence? Japanese silence. Nothing definitive as of yet. But he keeps an enormous savage hound on the estate.
That feels like evidence enough, honestly.
True. We need the full support of the judiciary for this. We're up against a member of the aristocracy. So a large family estate has a fierce guard dog. You should know that's commonplace here in Britain. I'm sorry, but I can't possibly put Scotland Yard onto this based on the tenuous accusation of a visiting student. So I turned down Isugi's plea, and as a result, he took it upon himself to visit the Van Zeek's mansion on his own. We can only imagine now what happened between the two men. Though we know the outcome, of course. Lord Clint Van Zeeks perished.
I don't believe this.
So, in actual fact, Kazuma's father did?
He made the late Lord Van Zeeks meet the same fate. He put a permanent end to the professor killings by taking the drastic measure of ending the perpetrator's life.
You know, that's the thing that never sat right with me. With this. I know that the implication is that Genshin Asogi was the one who took his life, but the thing is, it said that in the autopsy report that Clint Van Zeeks was killed with a Western sword,
Yes.
not an Eastern one.
Mm-hmm.
So either
I mean, they could have,
Genshin
when they
used a
dueled, they
Western
could have been like,
sword.
hey, grab one of my swords. You know?
Yeah, like, it's either they did that instead of him using Karuma, or there is a
To
way...
be fair, if he used Karuma,
that-
then he would have to clean his old sword and bring it back, and that would be kind of messy.
Maybe. Oh shit, hello.
As soon as I heard, I hurried to the mansion. When I arrived, it was easy to grasp what had happened.
And? What about the will?
Asoge must have already taken it. Nothing of that nature was found at the scene. We had no idea of the existence of such a document at that time.
Hey, Royal Wildfire.
Hey, Sangled.
A quick check-in. So we are 3 hours in, and though we have made much of progress, we still have a good, I think, a couple hours left of this last trial. Even if we hurry it up a little bit. So,
Yeah.
would you say that this finale stream, to make up for the lost 2 streams, will also be a 2-stream situation?
I believe that could absolutely be the case.
Alright. Just letting that be known.
Yes.
Not Capita saying, I have a theory, and then saying, never mind, my theory is silly. I
No,
think Capita
go. Say
is-
your theory.
I think Capita is actually going into this relatively blind because they're like, oh yeah, Hound of the Baskervilles. So they might actually not know what's going on. So honestly, Capita, talk your shit. It's
They
okay.
don't know.
We got silly theories too.
They don't know. They don't know. Pepe laugh. No, it's okay, but yeah, go ahead. Spout your shit. Spout your shit, King. I say in a gender neutral way in case you are not masculine inclined.
I was the only person who knew the true identity of the professor. So, I, the great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2, resolved to keep it a secret and to guard the secret to the bitter end.
My favorite bit. My favorite bit.
It's a very good bit.
Capita says he didn't want to use his family's ceremonial weapon in combat against such a person. I think that's excuse me. I think that's perfectly fair. Not to, of course, Wildfire and I know the full extent of the story, but I think that's a perfectly fair theory to be like, yeah, I'm going to like kill you, but like not with my sword because that's like, that's like the soul of my clan or whatever. Gross.
Yeah,
So
that
you're
definitely could have been it.
so you're admitting to it that you were behind it all?
It was you then who pinned the crimes on my father. I stand up. I did what needed to be done in order to protect the law and order, ding ding ding, of the British Empire. Even if that meant employing an unforgivable ruse.
Then it was you who arranged this fabricated evidence.
I ordered that detective to take care of it, whilst keeping the truth from him, naturally.
Ooh, Capita says, why are the scales of justice misaligned? I believe that is a holdover from the previous, the current trial, but previous, guilty party. That was Judge Jugoku, who was deemed guilty. So that's kind of a holdover from there. But it's also an interesting visual parallel because now we have the guilty scale behind Lord Strongheart this whole time. So, you know. Gregson.
Obviously, he opposed me at first.
The Gregson voice!
Yes! Are you off your rocker? We can't do something like that.
There's no question that it was Asogi who murdered Lord Van Zeeks. The house staff have made statements that they saw the man running from the mansion that night.
Yes, well, I've no doubt it was that Japanese fella. But we haven't got a shred of conclusive evidence against the man. And worse than that, he doesn't keep a dog, so we're short of a murder weapon to boot.
And we're short on time, Gregson. We must put a stop to this man's rampage, for the good of the country. So we'll use whatever means necessary. Do I make myself clear, detective?
Blimey.
So that night 10 years ago, when I was attacked by those thugs in the back streets, Genshin's ring was taken. That was him, was it? That was Gregson and some hired help. I knew it because as they were running away there with the ring, they were like going, "La-di-da-di-da-di-do."
Yeah,
The detective handed the stolen ring to Dr. Wilson, who feigned its discovery from the victim's stomach during that autopsy.
In the light of that decisive evidence, Mr. Asogi was found guilty of the charges brought against him. However, behind the scenes, he had actually already struck a deal with his accusers, in which he agreed to silently accept the charges.
Burgess silence.
But I just don't believe that part. As far as I knew the man, my father despised such underhand dealings.
It was extremely easy to make him comply. You see, he had one crippling weakness.
What weakness?
Girl, isn't it obvious? You, Kazuma Asogi.
cares about his son?
Me? British silence. Ah, shit. Perhaps you have no desire to return to your homeland, Asogi. What? Though I hear you have a 14-year-old son. Agree to cooperate and accept your guilt without contention. And you will see Japan and your son again. You scoundrel! Whether you choose wisely or not, it will be a closed trial by order of Her Majesty. So whatever rash claims you might make in court will have no trouble in stifling them. There's only one outcome for you, Asogi. The gallows. Don't forget that I still have a weapon at my disposal. A document revealing a truth that I know you're desperate to keep hidden. Yes, it hadn't escaped my mind, which is the only reason I'm willing to bargain with you. I only want to protect this country's law and order. Ding ding ding. You understand? So, what's it to be, Asogi? Japanese silence. Kazuma. Japanese silence.
My baby boy. I must see my little child again.
He did it for me.
Like the fact that Kazuma like spent his whole adult life basically chasing the thought that his father was an innocent man, and then being hit with the reality that not only that, but he loved him so much.
I loved you so much. I gotta take a sippy. Alrighty.
And as I told him at the time, my motive was simply to protect Britain from the damage the truth would do. To protect this country's law and order, ding
Ding,
ding
ding.
ding, at any cost.
I already know how I'm gonna make that look in the edited video.
I've never dared let myself even consider this possibility until now, but in the light of all this treachery, I have to ask. The mastermind behind the Reaper of the Bailey. Was it you, Lord Mail Strongheart?
British silence. I stand up. A rather brilliant idea, wouldn't you say, Lord Barrick von Zeeks? That the spirit of your late brother, that paragon of justice, should return to reap justice for his sibling. Could there be a more appetizing tale for London's masses, I ask you?
What brazen bullshit!
I knew you'd play the part to perfection, but your role really wasn't that of some embodiment of death. No, you were London's guardian angel.
An angel with bloody hands? I think not.
Those who had cooperated with me already were only too happy to participate in my plan. Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson. My minions worked tirelessly to ensure that the finger of guilt could never come to rest on you. It's all thanks to them that you were exalted as the demigod the Reaper became. But Dr. Wilson left Britain 4 years ago, and he was invited to work in Japan. That's right. So I had to employ the services of his young protege after that. Dr. Courtney Syfe.
Dr. Scythe?
So, what with the execution of the Professor and the subsequent reign of the Reaper of the Bailey, I've successfully safeguarded law and order, ding
Ding,
ding
ding.
ding, in our mighty capital for the last decade. Dink! That is everything. No, it's not.
Not quite.
Japanese silence. Not quite. There's more. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, I do hereby confess, it was I who sired the concept of the Reaper. However, let me say in my defense, it was all for the preservation of law and order,
Ding, ding.
ding, across the entire empire.
Lord Strongheart did it.
An unforgivable collection of crimes, but still.
All those who died at the Reaper's hand were rotten to the core anyway.
It was all in aid of keeping London safe.
Think. There is no one left now who can reveal the precise truth of what happened 10 years ago.
I made sure of it. I probably made that same exact joke the first stream, honestly.
Either you did or I did. Therefore, this trial can go no further. Now, I would like to entreat all those present. Beyond these four walls, nobody need know the truth. Even Her Majesty must be protected from this. I trust you all appreciate the importance of my request. It is, of course, for the good of the country.
Can he do that? Can the trial really end now?
Hold it. Japanese silence. I have one last question. For the accused, Lord Van Zeeks.
I'm kind of going through a lot right now, but what?
Of course, I know that you're a highly accomplished prosecutor, so I find it hard to believe that you didn't have any doubts at all. That you never suspected your older brother.
Yes, the same thought occurred to me. Oh my god, Cosmo, we're so alike like that. It was only once.
Partner.
Yes, I couldn't say that I never had my doubts. Ooh, Sumaer! Hello, hello!
Hello, welcome.
Yo, Samir B!
My brother's sense of justice was extremely strong. Perhaps too strong, I observed. At the time,
autism too close to the sun.
there were members of the aristocracy who were bleeding the country dry for their own gain. And since they were nobles, they were untouchable. For my brother, it was a source of great turmoil.
And coincidentally, at the same time, the professor began his terrifying reign.
During the time of the professor killings, my brother did not appear to be himself. And that made you suspect? Yes. But it was only once, not more. Oh, Sumer says, who's that in the VC? Oh, so Safi's in the voice chat because it's like a weird glitch happens on Rural Wildfire's end where sometimes the stream lags for them, but for some reason having someone in the streaming booth besides me and them helps a little bit. So Safi's just kind of there.
Yeah, it's weird.
It was
They're
only once,
everywhere.
not more. Only once? Really? Clint wasn't the culprit. That was my conclusion at the time. And I still believe that now.
Do you have any evidence to support that idea?
The source, trust me, bro. The third victim was the Lord Chief Justice at the time. It was he who had recognized my brother's potential and trained him as a prosecutor. No matter what the circumstances, it's unthinkable that my brother could have killed his friend and mentor.
Japanese silence. Dink! That will do. Neither Clint Van Zeeks nor Genshin Asogi still walk this earth. They're super dead. However much we debate this matter now, we cannot hope to reach a conclusion.
But...
I stand up. There are only two extant pieces of evidence from the time. Here it comes. The woebegone ring that acted as the incriminating evidence to condemn Genshin Asogi, and the 3-page last will and testament penned in black ink and left behind by the man.
I remember when we first heard this, we were like, hey, wait a minute. Like, right away, we were like, huh?
It was like, yeah, immediately we were like, 3-page, hold on! Objection!
The wretched truth of what happened is exactly as I have explained.
Oh my god, Roll Wildfire, you know, we need a soundbite of objection. We need an objection soundbite. And we can have it be Ryunosuke specifically, because he was our first boy.
Yes. I think we're out of like things that we can add currently, but we'll figure out what we want to get rid of and then add. Yeah. I feel like we can get rid of.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I feel like out of all of them,
it is the least
probably
applicable to things.
Yeah.
But it is very sad.
It's sad. Don't worry. There will be an opportunity to use it again. At least one more time. Later today, I will present myself at the Ministry of Justice for whatever sanction is deemed appropriate. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Objection.
Wait a minute.
Objection. Wait a minute.
Eldritch says, oh, hello, Eldritch. Do you want a Phoenix objection or a Ryunosuke? So, I just said this, but I think it would be nice if it was a Ryunosuke objection, even though Phoenix is more iconic and he's the main character of the series. Because we started with the Great Ace Attorney, I think it would be a nice tribute to have it be a Ryunosuke objection.
We need it. Oh, another stink bomb went off. Ah!
Thank you,
I'm suffering.
Kazuma.
And her fucking ass is pointed right at me. I'm
Damn.
pissed. Me?
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made this 11th hour discovery.
What discovery?
My lord, I'm afraid I must insist the trial continues.
I beg your pardon.
As the court has been reminded today already, we must stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth. And to that end, one particular statement made by, somebody in this courtroom moments ago revealed a very subtle contradiction.
What contradiction?
But all I did was ask the accused one simple question. How did this get a discovery out of... Huh?
Well, it began with Lord Van Six and his... Oh, okay, alright.
No!
Yeah. It was Strongheart! It would be really funny to click on Van Six to see what the wrong answer result is, but whatever. Think back over his words, find the problem.
Think back over his words. We know!
We know!
We know this one.
Explain what, counsel?
Among the statements you made just a few moments ago, something you said was inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence we have.
Inconsistent?
And whilst an inconsistency remains, the defense has a right to pursue an explanation.
Ryunosuke, what? Let me warn you about the statements you are making, counsel.
Ooh.
They may very well prove fatal. You claim my words contained a contradiction? With which piece of evidence?
So I'm actually curious. Is this gonna be like, if you get this wrong, game over? I saved it.
I wonder.
So, Your Honor,
It's
my
the
attorney's
armband!
badge clearly presents the contradiction.
This...
Dear me. Oh, this evidence makes it very clear indeed. But there is no contradiction with either the defendant or myself, naturally. No. The contradiction here lies squarely with you, Council.
Oh, that wasn't fatal. Huh. I have the distinct impression that permitting you to advocate for me was the mistake of my life. You're so fucking stupid.
And don't you dare to show your face again at my door. once
Holy
this trial
shit,
is over.
Ryunosuke! It's going to be very lonely around the Naruhodo dinner table in the future.
Not as long as I'm alive, Mr. Naruhodo. Think again.
Oh my Mr. Zato, yes of course, thank you. You're an angel. Alright, but that's really funny. Like, everyone's so fucking dramatic, and they're like, Ryunosuke, you fucked up. I'm
Having
never
you
gonna
represent
see
me
you
was the mistake
again.
of my life.
Osapi making reference to, damn, I only got one follower left. Hi, Suzato. And Suzato goes, hey, girl.
Hey. Anyways, present them papers.
Take that!
This here is the will left by Mr. Asogi. The 2-paged will.
What?
Yet moments ago, your precise words were the 3-page last will and testament. Could it be that originally there was a 3rd page?
British silence. For a moment, I thought perhaps you'd identified something worthwhile. But it's a mere trifle, I see.
A trifle?
Governor Caden. What can I do for you, sir? We're still here. You were present when the Japanese man penned his last will and testament.
Aye, I was there for sure. I remember the black worm-like scrolls to this day. And I'm quite certain, my lord, that there was a 3rd page at the time. What? Only the first 2 pages were the actual will, though. Oh my god, another stink bomb. Piggies. Ah! God. If I'm on correctly, the 3rd was a message to his lord back in Japan.
For legal purposes, we required only his will.
And we wouldn't have wanted any uncomfortable words about Britain to get back to Japan, eh? So it was decided that the 3rd page ought to be sent. Excuse me. How dare you make that decision? I had a right to know what it said, to hear my father's final words to me.
The courtroom is no place for sentimentality, Council.
As it happens, I have the 3rd page of the document with me here now. My father's message?
It will be given to you at the end of these proceedings.
It'll be too late once the trial is over. We need to know what it says now. Even if the slightest thing may give us a vital clue. My lord, the defense calls for Genjin Asogi's last words to his son to be read out loud before the court now.
Your request is denied. The inevitably maudlin words can be of no consequence now.
No. The prosecution agrees. The court should know the content of that message.
I am not a biased party by any means.
I'm totally not biased. Not at all. Anyone who says otherwise, wrong. Every possible piece of evidence must be thoroughly examined. Dink.
Very well then, Governor Caden. You will read the 3rd page of the document for all present to hear.
Yes, sir! Only, I should point out, my lord, I can't fucking read it.
He specifically says worm language.
You worm language. This beautiful handwriting. Shame on you, Barry. This is the great thing about coming at this again, because I know who's speaking when there is no, like, like
I
little
actually
name
forgot.
tag.
So
It's
good
like,
for you.
I remember who it is. Hooray!
If I could be of assistance here, I would be happy to translate the words into English for the court.
Father!
British silence. You're still here, are you, Dr.
He is
Mikatoba?
malding and seething.
Yes, I am.
Naturally, I consider myself a member of the judiciary, albeit a lowly one. But perhaps I should quietly withdraw after I've translated Genshin's message. British silence. British molding silence. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
More like
Sister
mauled
Gritted
Strongheart.
Teeth. Kazuma, the truth is shrouded in darkness. A darkness only our clan's great sword can pierce. Mighty Karuma, twist thy head and watch them fall, all thy mortal foes. That's the end of the message, it would seem.
A haiku poem. Twist thy head.
Father, what is Karuma? The name of the Isogi clan's famous sword.
Didn't Kazuma even like introduce Karuma at a certain point in this trial? So the fact that
I
Male
did,
forgot,
and I'm
he was like,
pissed that people forgot about
this
my
bitch
sword.
does not care.
Real.
A razor-sharp blade known to all, passed down for generations. It embodies the Japanese spirit.
It's not known to me. Anyway, it's the katana sword that was submitted as evidence earlier in these proceedings. The one worn by the
Stupid
prosecution
asshole.
counsel when he confronted Inspector Gregson.
The details of the Asogi papers have been updated in the court record. Now there's 3.
Thank you, Elwoods. Dink. All these procrastinations are beginning to try my patience. Adjournment of this court is long overdue. As the presiding judge, I have been as accommodating as possible of the will of the courtroom. However, despite all that, no new information has come to light. No, just wait. In pursuit of justice, Lord Clint Van Zeeks tragically lost all sense of morality. When he murdered his former mentor, clearly he was already devoid of his normal faculties.
How dare you? I refuse to believe that of my brother.
Too much time has passed. We cannot ever hope to know more than we do now.
Thank you, Eldritch. The objection sound effect has been posted in the chat.
Hooray! Especially since the alleged will that he penned in his final moments appears to have been lost forever. Teehee. Lord Strongheart, you appear to be in something of a hurry to wrap things up. I wonder why.
Honestly, bitch, me too. My throat is sore and I'm tired.
That one. If you need to stop stream, we can stop.
I think it would be good to stop right before we present the final piece of evidence that's coming up.
Yeah,
But
the
otherwise,
thing.
yeah.
We've heard you state time and time again during these proceedings that everything you did was in the interest of protecting British law and order. Don't forget the ding ding ding, that's very important. Right, yes, British law and order. Ding ding ding. Thank you. And I stand by that.
Especially the dings.
Yes. Without the Reaper, we could never have achieved the reduction in crime the capital has seen.
What about Inspector Gregson then?
And Dr. Wilson. They were no criminals. You used them to achieve your ends, and then you had them killed.
However you dress it up, there is nothing fair or just about that.
British silence. Lord Strongheart, what exactly is it that you're hiding? British silence. Dr. Mika Turbo, were you not to quietly withdraw after the translation of your former associate's will? Japanese silence. Dink! In this courtroom, no argument carries weight unless it is supported by evidence. And it would seem that the defense has no more evidence to present. In which case, I hereby order all discourse from these proceedings to be struck from the record.
A normal thing to want. This is my last chance.
Mr. Naruhodo!
I have to present some decisive evidence now, or it's all over. But can I? Yeah!
Yeah,
Wait, my
you
lord.
can.
What now?
As it happens, the defense does have evidence to present.
What? Don't be absurd. There's nothing of relevance remaining from the time.
It's high time that you realize something, my lord. This gentleman has an uncanny habit of producing evidence at the final hour that had escaped everyone else's attention.
Nonsense. What is it, Rinosuke? What do you have?
What's in your mouth?
What's in
boy?
your mouth?
What do you have? What? Same
Stop
joke.
chewing.
I dare
Choose
say.
faster. Spit it out.
The final decisive piece of evidence that will reveal the whole truth about this rotten tale.
How can you? Decisive. Well, it would appear that there's no escaping it now, my lord. Dink. Let it be so, then. Present whatever you think you have that can settle this decade-old enigma, if you're capable. What exactly is this evidence that the defense claims to be so decisive?
What's kind of funny about this is I believe this is where we ended the real second to last stream.
Maybe?
I feel like we ended it like something like this, like something like decisive or like whatever.
Yeah.
But either way,
Maybe.
my throat friggin' hurt, bro. I gotta give myself
Yeah.
some rest.
Yeah, get some rest. Get some cough drops.
Taking sleep.
Get some warm drink.
I need a warm drink. I
Get
think
a
I'm
warm
not like
drink.
sick, but I think there's something has entered my body that is not good, and I hope to fight it this coming week.
Yeah. I feel you. I was afflicted with a similar illness that I'm still kind of like in the throes of. Well, not in the throes of. I'm on the mend.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like getting that last bit of mucus out of me.
Yep. I hope you're not
I've been
actually sick. Take
clearing
care
my
before it
throat,
worsens.
coughing a
I
lot
mean,
this
me
stream.
ending the stream a little bit earlier and prioritizing getting rest is me taking care. Also, Eldridge says you're on the mend. Oh,
You're on the mend. God, I
wish.
fucking
God, I
wish.
wish that were me.
Ah.
Anyway, thanks guys. Saying I'm
Sleep.
tired, but let us. I'm
Next.
I'm glad we're doing this. Thank you again, Roll Wildfire, for suggesting we do this because I obviously
I love being stubborn.
I have my reservations about replaying something that was already like. There's something about like playing something blind that has like, even if you can't preserve the original footage, it's like the experience is still there, and I was worried about like trying to replicate it for reaction's sake, if that makes sense. But no, like,
Oh, yeah.
this is still
That-
fun, and this is still
Mhm.
worth going back to.
And it's nice to know that we're still like the same people because there have been many times where we have made a joke and I get like a sense of deja vu where I'm like, we absolutely made that exact same joke during the first playthrough
Input
of this.
A,
Oh my
output
god.
B, basically.
Real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna like do the whole like, oh, we're playing this for the first time thing. I wasn't gonna do
Whoa!
that because I was like, that doesn't make sense to do that. It's like, yeah, we fucked up, we lost the footage for this, but we still want to give people the complete story of it like in like an entire catalog. So
Yeah.
we're still gonna play through it again.
I think with your
and
help,
it'll be
I want to
a
be
nice
more.
retrospective, essentially.
I think with your help, I want to be more, I would say, appreciative and focused on cataloging and archiving streams. So, yeah. Alrighty. Good night, guys.
As we all know, things can just be deleted, and then you will never see them again, and that sucks.
So, I won't be streaming on Saturday because that's actually when I fly home to Kansas, and I don't think it's possible for me to stream on the same day because it's a kind of a late flight. However, there is a chance I will be streaming that Sunday, so perhaps you will see me next week. But I will let y'all know once I'm actually in Kansas and I have an idea of what the schedule is. But yeah. Good night, y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night. Goodbye, Twitch. Bye.